40% increase attack speed. So like he would just be whoom, 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 and he'd just be like nuts. Well, he's only saying that because it's a very popular character because of the simplicity of the build. You really only have to use whirlwind and you win. Like if you have a whirlwind build with the character, there's not much else you really have to focus on other than just doing that. And in some ways I agree with that, but at the same time, while I do think that it's a really easy character to play because you can really just do that and pretty much win every time. Um, Having said that though, there's nothing wrong with that. If that gets your character to get the content you want and you have fun doing it and you're killing shit, then I mean, so be it. I would be happy to have a whirlwind barbarian in the group that when I was getting my ass kicked because I couldn't kill something, they can and they'll support me. So if you're on my team and you're doing really well, I'm not gonna hate on your build because if it works and it kills shit, then that just makes my life easier because my character is weak. I probably have the weakest one in the group. Between me, you, him, and Jeggy and Chris, I have probably the weakest character, and it's extremely gear dependent. So if I have really good gear, well then I'll be pretty good. But you can have the same equivalent gear that I do, and you'll survive longer, do more damage, and you'll die a lot less often than I will. Oh, me too, me too. I totally did barriers, barriers, barriers because I'm she's like tissue paper, and so it makes her very strong when she gets hit because it takes a lot more to kill her. So I mean, yeah, there's that one aspect too you can get where if you touch an elite, I'm not gonna get a barrier just off of that. There's someone you can do where you hit potions, or if you're injured, so you're below 35% health, you hit your potion, you get a 20% of
have enough fury. I'm not ready. I need more fury. I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet.
No, no! Don't let them get me!
Have you seen someone named O?
But if why would you?
Maybe there is a chance Oyun lives. I'm low on fury. I need more fury. I'm not ready. I'm afraid. enough fury. I must wait. I'm not ready. I must wait. I must wait. I must wait.
My fucking god, get off of me.
I'm not ready. Yun, are you here?
Who's there? You... You're not him. Who are you? The chopping. It stopped and I thought...
Northrend Beasts, the first boss of Trial of the Crusader. This is definitely a comfortable greeting to the raid. It consists of 3 phases, with phase 1 being Gormok, the second phase being Acid Maw and Dreadscale, and finally the last phase being Ice Hell. Each phase has completely different mechanics to the previous phase, and none of these mechanics carry over, so essentially it's like fighting 3 completely different but short boss fights. Firstly, starting with group composition, you'll need 2 tanks, 4 to 5 healers, and a mix of DPS. Range definitely have an easier time here depending on how you handle phase 2, but we'll get to that shortly. I do want to put it out there straight away that this guide is aimed at everyone. It doesn't matter whether you've got full 99 passing DPS in your raid, or your whole raid is on the opposite end of the scale. As long as you can beat in rage timers, you'll be just fine. When you finally get through all of the RP, phase 1 starts and the boss walks through the doors. Your tank will want to turn him round where he starts and have its back to the raid. The ranged and healers will want to spread loosely in a semicircle around the boss. Make sure your healers are central though, so they can reach the whole raid. The reason you're spreading is for the first mechanic we'll talk about, the snowballs. These things are mega annoying and the boss will periodically throw one at a random target. You should only ever get 4 of these, and they do roughly come in every quarter of the boss's health. The first thing you want to do if you've got one on you is move into melee. These snowballs do 3 things. They throw firebombs at a random target, which will also hit everyone within 8 yards. This is why it's important you all spread at least 8 yards apart and have your range checker on. They do a 2-second stun, which is called head crack, and an attack called batter, which will interrupt spellcasting for 5 seconds, as well as causing a bit of damage. It's important to focus these down as soon as one appears and the target moves into melee range. You cannot cleave onto these from the boss, but you can cleave onto the boss from the snowball. So while they're in melee being focused, anyone who can cleave can at least keep some damage on the boss whilst also killing the snowball. You want everybody in your raid to switch to these to delete them as soon as physically possible. The main reason is because if you have a couple of these up and they're on your tank healers as an example, your tanks will likely die. And the reason for this leads us nicely onto the second mechanic, which is Impale. Impale is a heavy bleed that stacks on the tank. For this reason, you want to have at least 2 tanks. You could use 3, but largely unnecessary. Your tanks will want to swap on 3 stacks, and you want to go into the next phase with no bleeds up on your tank. The way you handle this is a tank will take 3 stacks, then tank B will taunt and he will take 3 stacks. Tank B won't be tanking the boss again most likely, so he can receive a hand of protection from a paladin, or he can bubble himself if he's a paladin tank. Also, if you're Alliance and you're a dwarf, you can always use Stone Form. When tank A finishes tanking the boss for the second time and you're now transitioning into the second phase, he'll now be bopped to clear the bleed as well. If for some reason your DPS is lower and you're going to have 4 occasions the tanks are taking the bleed debuff, just heal through the first and second set and use bops on the third and fourth. There is one more mechanic, which is Staggering Stomp. If you're within 15 yards of the boss and cast him when Staggering Stomp goes off, you'll be silenced for 8 seconds. This is why it's important all ranged are at ranged, but not max ranged. Anything just over 15 yards is fine. Also, just a note, if you're a Holy Paladin, for example, like me, you like to be on top of the boss to always be getting mana back. Whilst it's possible, it's dangerous. It requires a bit more coordination from your melee and people bringing the snowballs in, because you will not want snowballs anywhere near you. Because it's not just the target whose head they're on that they'll kick and that they'll stun. It can be you as well, just for standing near them. So not only will you have to contend with making sure that you cancel your cast before a Staggering Stomp, you also need to make sure that the snowballs are being taken nowhere near you. So it's probably just not worth it. But once the boss is dead, clean up any remaining snowballs and get ready for the next phase, because by now the big worms are already on their way. This is without a doubt the most deadly part of the fight, and honestly where I see most groups wiping, or at the very least losing a lot of your melee DPS. The mechanics are actually rather simple. Stay spread. If you get a debuff, move to someone with the opposite debuff. On the face of it, that is it. But firstly, what you need to understand is when you're facing the doors where the bosses come through, Acid Maw, which will be your kill target, if you follow this guide, will be spawning on the left and will be completely stationary. Dreadscale will be on the right and can be and should be moved. Whenever the worms submerge and move around underground and then come back up, they switch their mobility. So after a submerge, Acid Maw will now be able to move, but Dreadscale will be the stationary target. This rinses and repeats for every single submerge that happens. The most important thing you need to know here is how the debuffs work for each of them. The stationary worm will always use its debuff on the raid, whilst the mobile worm will always use his debuff on the tank. The debuffs that both of these bosses have is Acid Maw applies paralytic toxins, which makes you slower and slower until you're paralysed, whilst also ramping up in nature damage, and then Dreadscale applies a debuff called Burning Bile, which does a substantial amount of fire damage every 2 seconds in a 10-yard range. The good thing about the Burning Bile though is it can also remove the paralytic toxin if someone takes a tick from it. Before we get into exactly how you'll position and how you want to handle these debuffs, let's just cover the other mechanics that you need to know about. Whichever worm is stationary will do a sweep, which just knocks everyone back within 15 yards. This at first will be Acid Maw, then following each submerge it will swap Worm, or Joemunga, but Worm, big worms. The mobile worm will leave pools of slime on the floor, much like Grobulus in Nax. Simply move it out the puddles when they start getting too big and melee can't hit the boss anymore. The mobile boss will also do a frontal cone called Molten Spew if it's Dreadscale, or Acidic Spew if it's Acid Maw. This is what makes it super important that when the tank is moving the worms out of the slime pool, you never ever face it towards the raid. Now let's talk about how you bring all this together, and there is actually numerous ways to handle this. First, you all want to full nuke Acid Maw. Get rid of this worm as soon as possible so you no longer need to worry about the paralytic toxin. You also want to limit the amount of people that will get the toxin. So you want your melee split into a left and right side, making sure that the two groups are further apart than 10 yards from each other, but also being 10 yards away from the tank. So it should form a triangle, basically, around Acid Maw. This means if one of your melee is chosen by Acid Maw to get paralytic spray, it limits the amount of people that will get the toxin. Your Rets can then bubble it off, your Rogues can cloak it, and basically just use any immunities to remove it without needing to run over to the Dreadscale tank to take a tick of the Burning Bile. Remember that at this moment in time, Dreadscale is mobile, so he can do the conal fire spray, so you want to stand to the side of the worm within 10 yards of the tank. It'll remove your toxin on the next pulse of damage, and you can go back to Acid Maw and carry on doing what you was doing. Now, I will include a link to some weak auras we set up specifically for this, because both the Acidic Spew and Molten Spew have a cast time. So if you're fast and react to the weak aura quick, you can rocket boots away from the rest of the melee before the cast finishes, and only you will get hit. This is going to be especially useful after the first submerge. This is because now it's the deadly Burning Bile that's going to spread across the raid, and the tank on Acid Maw will be the one that gets the paralytic toxin. Now, if your DPS is really high and you can guarantee you can kill each worm in a single submerge, so before the worm submerge, you can take one worm down, and when they come back up, you can definitely kill that worm before it submerges again. You absolutely can kill Dreadscale first. It's not something I would recommend because it's just added risk. You may get to the point where you're going to get a third submerge, which then means paralytic toxin can go on the raid again instead of just being on the tank. If you can take Dreadscale out just before or just after the first submerge, and then you can kill Acid Maw before it submerges again and the paralytic toxin's going to go on the raid, you can have your prop paladin that's tanking it bubble or DI him or whatever. It's definitely not something that we will be doing personally, and again, I don't see the vast majority of guilds doing it purely because of the DPS requirement, and really it leaves very little room for error. But in the effort of being as informative as possible in these guides, it is an option. But assuming you killed Acid Maw first, you've now got Dreadscale, and you've probably just killed Acid Maw shortly, or 20 seconds, whatever, after they've submerged. Now you've got Dreadscale that can do Burning Bile, and instead of doing it on the tank like he did at the start before the submerge, now he can hit anybody in the raid. If this goes on a melee and you've got 4 or 5 people all stacked, they will die. All of them. Unless they've got massive cooldowns on. This is because as it goes out, it does an AoE around 10 yards, and each person will be doing that AoE not only to their self, but everyone around them. The timers on DBM are actually really reliable and super useful for knowing when Burning Bile and paralytic toxins are coming in, because trust me, if you're going to wipe, it's after the submerge when all your melee die to the first Molten Spew that goes out, and it's the Molten Spew cast that applies the Burning Bile. There's 3 ways you can approach this, and which way you decide I will leave up to you. Firstly, after the submerge, you watch the timer on Molten Spew, and when there's a few seconds left, all melee spread 10 yards, just like the ranged are. Wait for the spew to go out and then stack back in, nuking Dreadscale, assuming that Acid Maw's already dead. This is by far the safest way, and what we will do the vast majority of the time, because we run a melee heavy comp. The second way is to, again, like phase 1, make sure your melee groups are split, use a weak aura to track who is being targeted by Molten Spew, and if it's you, run straight through the worm with rocket boots to the wall. The worst thing that will happen here is the tank will get the debuff as well, which is absolutely fine. And also, because the worm is stationary, he won't be doing the conal damage, so you don't have to worry about that either. The third way is very similar to the second way, but forget about running out, you simply spread into 2 stacks of melee, 10 yards from each other, and every time Burning Bile is about to go out, use cooldowns. Palace D-Sacks, Fire Res, Aura Masteries, anything you've got basically. I would actually combine both of these strategies and try to get out if you can with rocket boots, but at the same time having a cooldown rotation going with D-Sacks and AMs just in case that person is too slow, and change it to another 2 or 3 people. I cannot stress enough, if you're pushing for 50 attempts and trying to get tribute to insanity, rushing this particular phase, which only makes up for around 45 seconds of the fight, is utterly pointless. Have your melee spread out every 10 to 12 seconds so only one person gets hit by bile, they stay out and get healed while everyone else moves back in, rinse and repeat until he submerges again. Once Dreadscale comes back up now, it's back to the debuff just going on the tank. You can make this fight so clean just by not worrying about Dreadscale too much while he can cast Burning Bile on the raid. Get Dreadscale finished off, hope that your melee haven't died because they didn't listen to this video, get yourself spread out and get ready for the last beast. Definitely the easiest beast. This beast is Ice Howl. Honestly, if you got through Gormok on the worms, this is a piece of cake. Spread out for the first mechanic that we'll talk about, which is Arctic Breath. Ice Howl will choose a random target and channel a conal breath at that person. Everyone hit by the breath will be frozen, so the more you spread, the less of you that will get frozen. You can blink out of this, bubble, and basically anything else that can remove stuns or cause you to become immune. Even the Ret talent, Divine Purpose, should work. Say should, didn't actually try it, but it should work. He does a knockback, so melee, if you're just at max range, you will never get knocked back. The tank can just keep his back to the wall so he doesn't get knocked back either, and then periodically Ice Howl will jump into the middle of the arena and do a massive crash. This is a perfect time to use a D-Sack from one of your paladins because it's a predictable large amount of damage, but assuming everything goes according to plan, you get plenty of time to heal everyone up during the time Ice Howl is stunned, so there's no big deal really if a D-Sack gets missed, or even if you decide not to use them rotationally on these crashes. Once the boss is in the middle, he'll face someone and get ready to charge them. As long as you move away and everyone near you moves away, the boss will charge the wall instead of hitting the player that was once there, becoming stunned and taking extra damage, so it's time to nuke. Only attempt what I'm about to say if you're extremely brave, because it worked on the PTR. I can show you evidence of it working on the PTR. If you run directly at the boss, it doesn't register. He still runs through you and hits the wall. Again, this could be fixed. It could be fixed by the time it goes live. So please run away. Run round the wall, you know, away out of the vision of the boss. But we was just running directly towards him and everything was fine. If you get hit by the boss, he won't become stunned. He won't take extra damage, but he will enrage and want to rip everyone's heads off. You can trank shot this off, so it's not too much of an issue. Don't panic and call a wipe. Just trank the enrage and carry on whilst noting down the griefer's name, who's going to get no loot and have a really bad rest of the raid. The only other thing to worry about here is the tank healing. The tank does get pretty battered because the whirl that the boss does that knocks people back would ordinarily give the tank a bit of breathing room. But because we're tanking in with the tank's back against the wall, it's just chunky hit into chunky hit. Just be aware and don't be scared to pop externals on the tank during this phase like pain suppression, hand a sack, or basically whatever else you want. Good job, first boss down, get ready for some free loot from Jiraxxus. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.
Hey guys, I'm Jordy, and this is your guide to the first encounter in Trials of the Grand Crusader, the 3 boss fight, the Beasts of Northrend. Now this fight is unique in TOGC in that it's one fight, but you fight 3 separate sets of enemies, each with abilities that you'll need to learn and make it through before you can get to the next. For raid composition on this one, you'll be looking at 2 tanks and at least 4 healers for your first clear. You could likely do with fewer, but at least 4 will be a good start for your first few weeks. Otherwise, a good mix of melee and range DPS. You don't want too many of either, as in Phase 2 you'll be contending with some difficult debuffs that splash, and too many of either can get complicated. Alright, so we'll split this guide up into 3 parts. First, Gormok the Impaler. Gormok enters the arena looking for trouble, and boy does he find it. Your tank should quickly pick him up and the raid starts blasting. Gormok has a few abilities, but all should be pretty easily handled. First, he'll occasionally cast Staggering Stomp. This is an AoE ability that hits anyone within 15 yards, dealing about 12k damage and interrupting spell casts for 8 seconds. Super easy for range to avoid, and for melee it's not so dangerous that you'd need to worry about it. Just heal through it and keep pumping. Next, he'll cast Impale on his current target. This does 150% weapon damage and applies a stacking bleed to his target that ticks for every 2 seconds. This bleed hurts, so you'll want to tank swap or bubble it off to let the bleed expire before it stacks too high. We do this around 2 or 3 stacks, up to you what you think you can handle. He will also buff himself with Rising Anger every 20 seconds or so. This is a simple damage increase buff, so you'll want to finish him off before it stacks too high. Okay, now most importantly, you'll see these little guys running around. These are Snowbold Vassals, little friends of Gormok that he'll throw at one of you every 25% or so. They land on your head and give you a debuff called Snowbold! Exclamation point. Now this little guy will proceed to ride you around until killed. It has 800k HP on Heroic, and while it's on you, will do a few annoying things. First, it will occasionally stun you for 2 seconds. This sucks. It will also throw a firebomb at someone in the room, a simple fire on the ground that they'll need to move out of. Finally, it will hit you with Head Crack, a damaging attack that will also interrupt your spellcasting for 5 seconds. This is super annoying. So if you find yourself snowballed, exclamation point, you should run into the melee stack and let them cleave off of the snowballed. It won't take any AoE damage, but DPS can cleave off of it, so have everybody swap to it and burn it down before returning to Gormok. Remember, there are a static 4 of these, so you need to get rid of them as soon as possible to get your friends back in the fight before moving on to the next encounter. And that's it for Gormok. Right as he dies, the final snowball will spawn, so make sure everyone turns to it super quick and burns it down, as in a few seconds you'll be facing your next enemies, so clean it up and then turn your attention to Acid Maw and Dreadscale. Now these two Jormungers, Acid Maw and Dreadscale, each carry a unique set of abilities that complement each other and will swap their ability sets while maintaining their elemental affinities after each burrow phase. All this means is they'll swap certain behaviors depending on how many times they've burrowed. Okay, so there's a lot of little things about this fight that I could get into, but ultimately, you really only need to know a specific set of strategies here, and bogging you down with information you don't need will just confuse you, so I'm just going to go over the absolute basics before getting into the strategy. First, when they spawn, Acid Maw is immobile while Dreadscale can be tanked and moved. We put a tank on Dreadscale while we have a ranged DPS tank Acid Maw. A Demo Warlock is great for this. They're tanky and maintain threat great. Now the most important mechanic of this is Burning Bile and Paralytic Toxin. Acid Maw will pick a random raid member and cast Paralytic Spray on them, dealing between 8 and 10,000 damage and applying a debuff called Paralytic Toxin on them that deals about 6,000 every 1.5 seconds and applies an increasingly slowing debuff that eventually stuns you unless it's removed. Now the only way to remove this debuff is the other debuff on this fight that gets applied by Dreadscale, Burning Bile. Dreadscale will bite his target in this first phase and apply Burning Bile that acts like a fire bloom on Kil'jaeden. It will deal damage to the target and also splash to anyone around the debuff player, dealing damage to them as well. However, if you've got Paralytic Toxin and get damaged by Burning Bile, your toxin is removed. So get poisoned, then get hit by Burning Bile, boom, clean and happy. There's a few other small things going on that I should mention. While mobile, each Jormunger will cast Slime Pool underneath it. This is identical to Grobulus and Naxxramas, just move the boss away from it and make sure not to stand in the pool. Second, while mobile, the worms can cast a cone of elemental damage in front of them, so make sure you tank them away from the raid. If it's stationary, you don't have to worry, so feel free to stand in the raid and blast. Finally, while stationary, the Moz will cast Sweep, a damaging spell that knocks back anyone in melee range around them. This is not too threatening. Finally, when one Jormunger dies, The other will enrage, dealing 50% more damage, so be very careful once one goes down and watch your tank. Okay, so that was a lot, but there's a few ways to tackle this. I'm going to recommend you do this a certain way, but it is not the only way. Just know it works great for us and it will work great for you. Now we're going to recommend you kill Dreadscale first, contrary to what a lot of guides will tell you to do. Why, you might ask? Well, in Phase 2, if Dreadscale is alive, you'll find that you'll often lose people to the AoE splash Burning Bile that he'll do. But if you kill him first, you won't have that problem because he'll only cast Burning Bile on the tank and then likely be dead before he gets the chance to do it after the burrow. What this does mean, however, is that you won't have any way to remove Paralytic Toxin once Dreadscale dies. You can, however, bubble or DI the debuff off. So, this strategy is partly contingent on having a Paladin tank or a Holy Paladin with a Soul Stone to DI your current tank, who should be ready with a macro to click it off right away. Okay, let's get into the step-by-step here. On pull, your tank should turn Dreadscale away from the raid while the Acid Maw tank begins to build threat right away. You can inch Dreadscale toward Acid Maw for some good cleave here if you want, paying close attention to the slime pool on the ground and moving Dreadscale as he drops to leave plenty of room for your melee to keep pumping. Now Acid Maw will cast Paralytic Spray on the raid, applying the toxin on a group of players. Make sure you're spread out as much as possible to minimize the amount of people that get hit by this. Once it does go out, have your tank keep an eye on the Molten Spew Cone attack Dreadscale can do, and then either run out to the raid to splash them with your Burning Bile, or call to have them run to the tank and eat some of the damage very quickly from it, removing their toxin before respreading and continuing to DPS. If it lands in the melee, this is super easy. The melee will barely have to move to get splashed. So, burn Dreadscale super hard. Early on, you may want to use your Lust here to help cleave and get it to 5%, but try not to kill him. If you have extra time, swap to Acid Maw, but be very careful not to kill Dreadscale too early. Your goal is to get him as close to dead as you can and have them submerge just as Dreadscale dies. If you did it correctly, Acid Maw won't enrage, and this is a great way to avoid the extra 50% damage and makes the fight significantly easier. Okay, so Acid Maw submerges. Do your best to clean the raid up from any leftover toxins and get ready for him to come back up. Divine Hymns are good here if the tank has to soak into the raid with bile. A few seconds later, they emerge, and if you DPS correctly, Dreadscale will already be dead and your tank picks up Acid Maw. Now he should have some time left on his Burning Bile, so if things go well, the Paralytic Toxin will get applied quickly and then be immediately removed by the leftover bile. But if not, then go ahead and pop that bubble or get DI'd. Remove that debuff and keep on blasting. Try not to let the toxin progress to the point that you get stunned. It will absolutely be a problem and should be avoided. Otherwise, this phase is super easy. Just keep the boss moving some because of the slime pool and keep the tank up. Alright, down they go. On to the final encounter of this boss, Ice Howl. Now, Ice Howl is actually one of the easiest fights in here, but if your raid's looking a little weak from various deaths during the Drummonger section, you might find it a bit difficult. Now, Ice Howl has a few small abilities and one major one. Let's start with the smaller stuff. First, he'll occasionally cast Ferocious
This
Buzz.
one above us, Johnson, right above us.
It's
Get
a
that one as
hugely
well. That
damaging
one as
attack on the current target
There you
that
go, we
will
got full
apply
spread.
2.5
We're good.
seconds stun. Just something you gotta heal through, so
Kill this
watch the
first
tank.
burrower. and then
Additionally,
kill
every
him.
so often, he'll pick a random person in the raid and cast a cone in their direction called Arctic Breath. This stuns everyone it hits and applies a dot for 5 seconds that ticks for 4k every second for 5
I
seconds.
saw him casting Submerge.
Just try to spread out so the whole raid isn't hit at once. Notably, this is a channel, so your tank won't
And
take
you notice
damage
there's only
during
one of
this.
them this time.
He'll also occasionally whirl. This does between 9 and 11k to everyone hit and knocks them back. You can actually avoid this entirely as a melee by standing at max melee range, so abuse that hitbox and don't get hit by it. Okay, that's all Ice Howl does except for his signature move, Massive Crash.
He's coming right for me!
Phase
Phase 3.
That damage he does
Yeah.
to the middle thing. Slaps.
About 30 seconds into the fight, he'll jump to the middle of the room and ground pound, knocking everyone in the room to the walls and stunning them for 6 seconds.
Right.
He'll then turn to face somebody, wind up a charge, and barrel toward them at top speed. It's your job to run out of the charge as he comes towards you. Do not get hit by this. If you do, he will enrage and do 50% more damage and attack 50% faster, which, because of how hard he already hits, very well might kill your tank. Notably, this can be
infinitely
strength shots,
easier.
but just don't get hit by it.
Hold on. Withered on
Everyone in the
the
raid avoids him,
Frostblade hatchet.
will crash harmlessly against the wall of the arena,
someone wants to do
stunning
anything,
himself for
please.
15 seconds.
It's only
and
SR,
taking
bro.
double
I know, I
damage.
understand, but it's only SR.
This is the
I don't
perfect
want-
opportunity
it's
to
not
blast
upgrade
it
for
hard.
it's
Other
not
two
for,
are
Some good DPS,
Agreed.
you'll only see one of these, but
Agreed.
2 is possible, so
Yeah,
just be
you're
aware.
good, bro. Because
With some clean execution, Ice Owl will go down, and you'll be safely done with the first fight of TOGC.
The Hearth.
Alright, let's talk about some tank tips. For Gormok,
much
make sure you
should,
pop some cooldowns as the
variations?
Impale begins to stack. It really hurts, and you want to help your healers out.
Let's use my
through it.
thing.
portal.
All right.
Once
no,
it stacks to
no,
3,
this,
make sure you
this
get
is-
that tank swap off, or if you're one-tanking bubbles, that you can clear them and not risk getting global. Notably, if you do bubble, you might not have enough time to bubble
wormhole
for the
back.
Drummongers, so keep an eye on it. For the Drummongers, watch positioning as Acid Mob pops back up.
Oh my god.
You don't want him breathing the raid, so face him away. And if they do enrage accidentally, just use some cooldowns. It's not so bad that you can't get a clean kill. And for Ice Owl, this guy hits really, really hard. So adjust your tank set for the fight at large so that you can ensure you can survive this one in particular. That stun can really clap because you don't have any avoidance during it, so keep an eye on your cooldowns and be ready to pop them.
Uno.
For
Go have a
healers,
smoke,
one
boys.
thing you can do for Gormok is bop anyone that gets the snowballed on them. This will allow them to keep casting and should be enough time for your DPS to extricate the snowball from your head. Definitely use your cooldowns on the Drummongers over anything else. They're by far the most raid damage that will go out and the spikiest, so don't be afraid to AMS fire, DSAC him, whatever, when the paralytic spray hits the raid. It hurts and will hurt more when the tank dumps the burning bile on them to cleanse it, so using cooldowns here is absolutely the play. And for DPS, make sure you slow down on Dread Scale before they submerge. You really don't want to go so hard that he dies too early. Just get him very low and kill him a second before the submerge. And when the paralytic toxin hits you, this is a great time to use any self-saves you have. AMS, IBF, Healthstones, Ice Block, Cloak, whatever. Don't let that damage kill you. And for Ice Owl, save your cooldowns for when he's taking double damage. This is a good opportunity to really chunk into him, so plan ahead and don't get greedy early. And that's it for Beast of Northrend. This fight is actually one of the harder fights in here, so once you've got it down, rest assured you've got what it takes to full clear this place, no problem. Next up is the little gnome warlock Wilfred Fizzlebang. Definitely not some big spooky Eridar lord you've never heard of. If you enjoyed this guide, do me a favor.
Lights out for those two.
Hey guys, I'm Jordy, and this is your guide to the second encounter in Trial of the Grand Crusader, the little gnome warlock Wilfred
Yeah, I'm
Fizzlebang.
unlocking the SR sheet
Thank
now.
you,
Sorry.
High Lord.
I
Now,
did read.
challengers, I will begin the ritual of summoning.
It's not like
When I
it's
am
75
done,
of
You face Jaraxxus, Eridar Lord of the Burning Legion.
Actually, where's my comp?
Okay, never mind. Now, Jaraxxus is a one-phase fight with some important debuffs and adds that you've got to pay attention to in order to effectively keep the battlefield clear and free of huge incoming damage. Okay, raid composition for this one doesn't really matter all that much. Just bring your usual 2 tanks, 4 to 5 healers, and a mix of ranged and melee DPS, as you would any other boss. Alright, first let's talk about Jaraxxus' abilities before getting into the adds he summons. First up, every so often, he'll cast Fell Fireball, a simple 2-second cast that should be interrupted. It deals fire damage and applies a nasty magical dot to your tank that must be dispelled if it does get through, but these should always be kicked. Next, he'll occasionally cast Incinerate Flesh. This is a debuff he'll apply to a random raid member that makes them immune to healing, until they've been healed a significant amount for the debuff to fall off. It's super important that the healers recognize who it's on and starts bombing heals into them until it's removed. On 25-man heroic, this amounts to 85,000 healing, a sizable chunk, but quickly removed if all the healers turn and dump bombs into them. Also every 30 seconds or so, he'll buff himself with 10 stacks of a magic called Nether Power. Each stack increases his damage by 20%. This can, however, be spell stolen by a mage, so you should make sure your mages are tracking this and yoink it off the boss as soon as it's applied. You don't want him casting with even a couple stacks of it up. Next, Legion Flame. This is a small, short dot that he'll apply to people that, as it ticks, will leave flames on the ground that deals big damage to anyone standing in it. This is easily solved by running away from the raid as soon as you see you have it, drop the flames off on the side of the map, and then move back in once it's clear. And finally, he'll cast Fell Lightning. This is a simple chain lightning effect that he'll cast on the raid, so spread out. It does not, however, bounce infinitely like on Thorin, so it's not so much of a big deal that you need to worry about chaining the raid and nuking everybody. Just heal through it and be mindful of positioning.
How do I check
Okay,
the fucking
that's his ability.
actual Discord
Let's get into what
person?
the ads do.
I have one of a
There are
kind.
two types of ads on this
Actually,
boss,
I think it is.
each spawning from different things.
Choose.
First, occasionally, a nether portal will spawn near Jiraxxus. This is a stationary portal with about 800,000
Victory
lies ahead.
How do I check the guy's Discord name?
HP on Heroic 25 that you'll need to kill as fast as possible because it will spawn these annoying mobs called Mistresses of Pain. They have 950,000 HP and do a couple things. First, they apply Mistress's Kiss, a debuff that will counterspell your next spell school of whatever you cast and deal some shadow damage. They'll also jump to a random raid member and apply Spinning Pain Spike, inflicting a big chunk of damage before needing to be taunted back off. Next, he'll summon volcanoes with Infernal Eruption. A volcano will sprout up out of the ground with about 800,000 HP, and every 5 seconds, it's alive, will summon a Fell Flame Infernal. Now these aren't too dangerous, but they should definitely be tanked and will cast Fell Inferno, a very dangerous Hellfire type ability that needs to be interrupted, so keep an eye out. Alright, well that sounds like a lot, but trust me, this fight isn't so bad.
We will start replacing.
Okay,
these
let's get into the
guys.
walkthrough.
Let's do that now.
On
Let's
pull,
just get that
your
over
main
with.
tank should grab the boss and lust on the rip. Mages, keep an eye on his
It was
buffs.
Skullflower.
When he casts Nether Power, make sure that you all start ripping those stacks off as soon as possible. It's critical that he doesn't cast anything while it's up. An ill-timed Fell Lightning could one-shot some people. About 20 seconds in, you'll get your first Nether Portal. Everyone should swap to it right away.
Alright, y'all. Welcome back. As you can see, I got a new look. Sorry about being muted before. Here we are. We are playing some Wrath of the Lich King, World of Warcraft, Trial of the Crusader. New raid just popped out. Let's go, squad. Beard is gone, fresh face, new me. Look at that, we're going to play some Diablo 4 and stream it now since we know we can. So that was a test earlier. If we have time before work, we'll be playing some Diablo 4. Other than that, sit back, relax. We're waiting for raid to start.
Okay, where is Raid? Fucking, what are these names, dude? There's Turd Cheeks, okay. Skull.
Hey, what up?
Hey. Now, where is the Kakahwade? The other rogue, the subtle. Get your warlock friend in. Fuck the other mage. I'll put your friend in instead.
Alright, cool. Yeah, I can message him.
Mm-hmm. And then let me get this Alexandra person a thing.
Are we allowed to step inside the raid or no? Not yet.
Yeah, you can step in. I should have it set to 25, right? Yeah. Okay, good. Okay. We'll get that warlock friend, and let me message this Grizz person as well. Otherwise, I need to get 2 range DPS.
Is there no repair at fucking tournament?
I'm sorry, what'd you ask?
Is there no repair at tournament?
Isn't there a blacksmith vendor here or something like that?
There's a couple. Just go look for it. There's regions too.
East north.
North?
Argent tournament. Maybe the middle area north. There's some repair people. Or I can put the track repair.
You'll soon learn to find.
I think I found him.
Did you change your track to repair?
I have retardation.
We got a boom here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just make sure.
Art trainer. Anything new? No.
Let me go use the restroom before I piss my fucking self at this point.
I had to be so bad. I just pissed twice in like 10 minutes.
That's a lot of time.
It's like, fuck. Dude, I've been drinking like green tea all night.
And PvP? Sorry.
I know what you're talking about.
I was gonna say, what's PvP?
That was before these guys' time.
The good era of the internet.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy was fucking insane. I love
Yeah.
that. Love it, dude. Loved every second of that shit. Okay, alright, let me replace these two mages, and I'll be good. There it is, this 25-man raids. 25-man, 3 SR, Nazaro S, need 2 caster, DPS, 4.6k plus GS, boom, boom, boom.
I almost teleported to Old War.
Sick.
We'll get you a summon in a moment, subtleties. Any word from your warlock friend before I grab the first 2 guys that meet the criteria?
Yeah, I haven't heard from him, unfortunately. I feel like he's gonna see the message in like 5 minutes, but...
No problem, brother, no problem.
But yeah, we'll see. I'll let you know.
Lock, let me just go to this. Wants a mage. What's your
I saw El
fuck
Matador
it. Yeah,
yesterday.
this one guy said 5162 mage. Let's go. Alright. Done.
He was prospecting ore.
Alright, let me get these guys the disc and the SR link. Oh, and the SR link. Get your SRs in, boys and girls. Veterans, RHR, that's it. HR entities. Let me make sure those guys' stuff is done. If they reserve anything, those 2 mages. Rock. Scribs, I think the name was. Good, no. Right.
Alright, I heard back from him. He can't join tonight.
All right, no problem. We have our thing, we have our raid group here. I just gave him the whatever. I'll set up the tie in a moment, Turd, but thank you for that.
It's just you and me, so.
And Beefy didn't. He's just lofted off. Return. I'm gonna do it like this. I'll do. Do you have might, improved might? I do, if you don't.
I don't.
Okay, so I'll do might, you do kings.
Okay.
There's that, and then I'll make sure to get you 10 minutes. Be ready. Yeah, I need to change this up for the tally fire real quick. And then I'll do turret cheeks. It's going to be chuck shields, might. Yeah. You can go back to Devo. Or actually, I think we'll stick the first one to Samurai and we'll swap around between the 2. Okay? That. Yeah.
I just have the soul. Okay, I'm a soul stone.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Okay, if anyone has not done this before, just please say something. It's fine if you haven't.
Pretty new to me.
It's been a minute.
Especially the last boss.
The
It's been a
wounds are
while.
fresh. The wounds are fresh.
Been a while. It's been a while. I think I still need to see the mechanic a couple of
Those fuck the dirty video, go to the Wowhead link, and just get yourself melee ranger tanks, right? Put in your SRs and
SR is locked.
Still, I unlocked it. Try refreshing the sheet.
It might be me then. Hold on.
That's fine. I'm
I'm
just
looking at the
confirm.
wrong one. That's my bad.
It is unlocked, right? For you?
I'll tell you in a second. Yeah.
Okay, good. I'll give it like 1 more minute, 2 more minutes tops, and then we should be good. I'm just taking a look at the SR sheets real quick.
Just topping them off my water. Be right back.
Sure. Missing 2 reserves, guys. One of them's trying me out,
Yeah,
so 1
one's me.
reserve. Yeah, that's fine.
Get some 1, 2, 3s in chat.
We need
Yeah, we're
summon.
just trying to save shards because
Yeah, it's hard to get them in here.
you guys have time to fly here. It's like super easy. We just
No,
loaded on
no
shard.
tabard enjoyers?
We have to go buy it. Shoot.
It's 3 side essences.
No, it's not. It's just 50 Crusader seals. Or if you did your dailies, you should have.
Oh,
wait, I think I got
Did you get the pally mount? Yeah.
No, I stopped doing the dailies, right? When I said in my mind I
Oh,
was
I
going to
thought
do
you
it.
had
So
the.
I
Yeah.
had like 80 something.
I went a bit overboard with the paladin. I'm at 350 tokens.
I just have to do 8 more dailies and we'll get it. If we have a warlock in here, like Firefly, can you drop a summon portal, please? Thank you. And then the other 2 warlocks, if you want, while we're getting these last 2 reserves in, please just get a portal for them to org so they can go to the training dummy and get their soul shards real
Yeah,
quick.
we did already. I'm at 32 plus soul stone. So.
Yeah, I got him. I'm
We
full.
just didn't want to waste it on the summoning portal.
Right. Exactly, for the
Especially if
limited
we're
scope.
starting in a few minutes, people can fly.
Hop on disc, please.
Where's
And
the vendor?
which one?
The
It's in
vendor?
the hut. It's in the hut where you take the bottom one.
Oh, the other hut. I thought it was the
Yeah, that
like the champion
quartermaster.
one. Yeah.
Not the horde hut, but the other one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Let me import this gargle. Let me set this alert to the master.
The Biz tab.
Threshold epic. Make sure you loot the chest for your orbs afterwards, right? Whoever's a lucky winner gets those. Gargle. So for us, clear. Port. Boom, boom. Pocklock and just Pocklock now. This shit updates. They need to have that incorporation of it re-importing or whatever. Oh, there's Pocklocks. Okay, there you go. Wait, you actually have to put something in. It's 3 SRs, right? So get your 3rd SRs in. If you need to double up, try but you can double up on something if you need to, right?
I think I'm good now. Sorry.
How dare you?
Alright, so once Pocklock actually puts 3 items in, I'll lock the sheet. There we go. Let's get one last summon on Mana Reaper. Let me make sure we have 25 in disc. We have 22 in disc. We're missing 3 in disc. So again, disc. Alright, there you go, Pocklock with it. Okay.
No disc. No
You're doing a bleach, I should use mine.
Alright, 25 are in. Let me just make everything shows green. Locking the sheet. Alright, there's a feast on the floor, guys. Make sure we're grabbing it. It's on the right side by the mage table.
I haven't been here in forever.
Maybe do I need a disc to get loot to disc?
I linked the disc, dude.
Oh, Discord.
Yeah, Discord.
I'm high as fuck.
The floppy disk ticket loot.
You need to change an SR? Is that what you said?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's just a map
Okay, so then if that's the case, then let's do this then. If you failed at getting the Thames pack, take that. If you don't like Thames, you don't have to get it, it's fine.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I fail a lot.
You'll get all your might buffs and everything once I get the 2 people in disc. If they don't join disc, then I'll just have to replace them. If you're in Discord, type the first letter of your name, character name, in raid.
If people are smart, they could
I
figure
should
it
just
out.
type zone.
I hate you all. I hate you all, dude.
You did ask for it.
Alright, we'll know real quick if they're not in Discord or not. That was a terrible way of doing it because there's no way I can read that fucking message.
Yes,
I
different.
can tell you, Lake.
That's not gonna matter.
Do
It's
ready
what
check.
pattern you do. Even with ready checks, it's not gonna matter, right? People have auto readies. Pora is in the bathroom, but he'll be joining in a second, and that'll be one.
You hit not ready. If you're
What you do is you tell them to type something in chat, and then tell everybody on Discord not to type it.
What?
So tell everybody on Discord not to type anything, but type in chat to type the first letter of your name if you're in Discord or something like that. So
just type in chat like
nobody
open trade
should
with
except
me.
for the people
Open
nobody
trade
else
with me and see who opens trade with me.
It doesn't matter. They're idiots.
That doesn't work either. Fuck it. It's
Someone
not
will
worth it.
troll.
If two
Yeah, it's
people
just
that
too
aren't in disc are gonna die, they're gonna die. It's not gonna cause a wipe on normal fucking 25.
Oh, there's one.
Okay, oh, that's Pora, right? So we're fine there. It's just one person missing from Discord.
Elixirs are taken. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm just doing buffs now, real quick.
Why you whispering?
And then this. Make sure we're killing the kobolds for the first beast, guys, when they jump off people. Range spread. If you get the fucking fire debuff, move out of it for the first beast. Melee, I want you to stack on the left side. You're going to be stacking on Hanzo, Star. And you're going to be moving with him. I want you to be tight stacked. So if a fire comes on you guys, you get to move in unison, right? When we get in the second boss, I want everyone to burn down the stationary Jormonger first, which is Acid Maw. Null will be kiting and tanking the other one. When you get the toxic paralysis, whatever, you're gonna go towards the person that has the fire debuff. If it's not if it's a tank, you're gonna wait for him to say that the boss cleave before you jump close to him to remove your stack. If you're in range, you get the fire debuff. Please, or a melee, please go ahead and run it out to the people that have the toxic poison. Then on the third phase, when it's just the fucking ice beast, we're going to be stacking towards a wall, so to speak, not tight stacked or whatever, but loose spread. Melee, especially, what do you call yourselves, DKs. Go ahead and do your magic shield, anti-magic shield, if you get targeted with the frost breath. Think of it like the ads on Hodir. Right, that do the frost breath shit. It's essentially gonna target somebody and hit him and splash the people close by. So staying spread 10 yards, 15 yards, whatever is good to go. And for the Jormonger phase as well, the stationary Jormonger will do a sweep every 20 seconds. That'll knock people down. Please, casters, don't be in the range of the stationary one. We will always be facing the Jormongers away from the raid, just for any of their frontal cleaves and shit like that. For this movement one, I do not believe the stationary one does it. He's more thing as a threat, but again, we'll face him away anyways. That'll be the first encounter. Don't worry, we'll just get through that and then we'll do a quick rundown of Jiraxis. Alright, last ready check and we're gonna pull. Start. It's not bad. It's pretty good. It's easy to go. We have some work to do on New Barak.
80% easy.
Okay, everyone's ready. Here's the full timer. Let me go to the door while I do that. This does not mean pre-pot. There's RP.
Fuck, I did this last time.
It's a long RP.
Do you want to talk about it?
Welcome, champions.
Don't worry, the
That's
RP
You
just
have
what I
heard
did.
the
it's like
call
two
of the
something
Argent
minutes,
This
right?
is the turn.
and you have boldly answered.
You're gonna talk for
It
a
is
while.
here. In the
For the
Crusaders'
lust
Colosseum
purposes,
that
we
you
will be
face your
lusting
greatest
at the
challenges.
Jormongers once they're
Those
up.
of you who survive the
Everyone
rigors
will
of the
be focusing
Colosseum
on
will
the
join the
stationary
Argent
one.
Crusade
Get
on
acid
its
mod
march
dead
to Ice
ASAP.
Crown
That's the
Citadel.
toxic poison one. We're not worried about the burning guy. We're worried about the other one.
Hailing from the deepest,
No,
darkest
we'll
caverns
swap
of the
at,
Storm Peaks,
four
Gormak the Impaler.
for this guy.
Battle on, heroes.
Range, stay
When there are
spread.
kobolds, range, you staying spread. Range, you're going to be swapping to the kobolds every time they're up. Get them off of people ASAP. If it's in a melee, stay clumped.
5,
Don't
4,
come into
3,
his
2,
They're gonna
1.
Or side.
Which one do you want me to do? Just say it.
Whatever. It's fine. You can say that. You say that. Just go fire.
I can't cast
Just for the whole shit. Right? So this is just use your cooldowns. No lust. Just use your cooldowns. Save your big ones for acid also for like 5 minutes or whatever. Save them for that.
That's still recharging. I can't cast them yet. That's still recharging.
Don't stand in fire.
I can't cast them yet.
Fire.
The snowball.
Ready yet.
Kill the kobold that's on range for somebody.
Yet. That's still recharging. That's fucking annoying yet.
It's going to be Gnaws taunting in 3, 2, 1.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Oh no. No.
I can't cast that yet. I can't do that yet.
Next kobold's out on range. Turn around range, kill it. Oh, they're the first one to kill still.
I can't cast that yet.
Yeah, those kobolds have
Yeah,
to
get up
die.
the boss and kill this kobold. Get this kobold. Range. Swap. Hard swap to the kobold. I'm gonna mark it.
Charging.
There's the bad. Kill skull.
I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. I can't.
Your damage on boss means nothing right now. Just finish the kobold.
Kobold out.
I can't do that.
There's another one out.
Get the other kobold to the back left. Looks like.
Block may turn. Make it easier for range to hit it. Yeah, turn around.
Be close for
There we
everything
go.
or something like that. Yeah.
That fall.
Okay, taunting in 3, 2, 1. Taunting. Using my cooldown.
Okay, one more.
I can't cast
Kill the kobold.
that spell isn't ready yet. It's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
Dude, bop anyone?
I can't do that yet. I can't.
Alright, kill all kobolds. Kill all kobolds.
Acid Mine
Alright,
Dread
spread.
Scale.
Yeah, bop them.
Enter
Just
the
so you can,
arena.
please, whatever. Get away from right here where I'm at.
4,
You have to switch.
3, 2, 1.
Still got up.
I need you to listen.
Okay, lust.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Focus on acid maw.
Can't do that yet.
Oh,
Spread.
I don't know why there's ranged in melee.
Do that yet.
Range, you should not be in melee.
Spread.
You're gonna get fucked in the ass with those
Spread.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Be 15 yards away. Spread from each other. Whoever has the toxins, go to the burning person. Burning person is null.
I'm out of range.
If you're green, go to null.
I can't cast that yet. I can't do that yet. That spell isn't ready yet.
Okay, paralyzed sprays out. Run to the burning guy. He's orange with the circle shit around him.
Still recharging. I can't do that yet. That spell isn't ready yet.
Beautiful. Now go to Jormunger. This is beautiful. He's gonna be stationary. Unless.
There's gonna be a lot of people. Not clearing. There's the third debuff.
There you go. That's fine.
Still recharging. I
burn.
can't do that yet.
Poison in the back.
Can't cast that yet.
Poison. Go to fire.
that yet.
I don't think there might be a fire up anymore.
That's still
If not,
recharging.
see if you can
That spell isn't ready
ice
yet.
block or bubble or whatever the fuck you can do. Or you just have to stay
Still
there.
Yeah, I got it.
recharging. I can't cast that yet.
Their
Okay.
fires are out.
Spread the fire
That spell
to. Well, we're not gonna
isn't
get any
ready
poison.
yet.
It's just
I
fire.
can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. It's still recharging. I can't cast that
This
yet.
is so
I
easy.
can't do that yet.
Oh,
I can't do that
holy
yet.
shit.
It's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
Tuesday we're in
It's still
Tuesday.
recharging.
Alright, get to the wall over here, guys. Come over to the right side. Come to the right side. This is where the totems are.
Kill or be
Wrong way,
killed,
other way,
champions.
towards the boss.
And don't forget
Direction.
Yeah, you talk
Yeah,
about
it's
the
like-
road, right?
That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that.
My bad, dude. My bad. We're going towards the boss side of the wall. When he does the crush, and he's gonna push us all to the wall and stun us. When he targets somebody and faces them, strafe away immediately once you're able to move.
That's still
Strafe
recharging.
far away. Anyone else that's in that area that he's facing, also strafe out.
Range.
Just basically get away, right? And when he crashes into the wall, that's when he gets a debuff and he's gonna take a lot more damage at that point.
Still recharging.
So right
Good,
now he's
good
gonna
now.
stomp.
Yet.
He's gonna target somebody, strafe away, and go straight to the boss to fuck him up. Alright, so strafe away from where you see it. Strafe. Let him crash into the wall.
Tranquilizing
Boom.
shot.
Lock him. What do you call it? He hit somebody. Lock him. Do a thing. He did it. Bang. There you go.
That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
Shit.
He hit somebody else.
Cast
It's
that
okay.
Yeah.
yet. That's still recharging.
Just focus up. We'll still be able
That
to
spell
destroy
isn't
him.
ready yet. I can't cast
But yeah, if you miss, then obviously that's when you would
spell
do.
isn't ready
I'm gonna
yet.
desec here because I don't know.
EX and enrage.
Still recharging. I can't cast
Yeah,
them
he'll
yet.
enrage at that point, which you'll do a trank shot on.
Recharging.
I
Copy.
wasn't expecting him to hit.
I can't
Yeah,
do
well, as
that
soon as you
yet.
had it, I had to look for the button on my bar. I'm like, well, oh shit.
You mean spellbook?
Oh, no, it's on my bar. Just I didn't know where it was.
Next crash coming up. Again, strafe away. Immediately strafe away. Like if he's looking and he's on your left side, go right. You know what the fuck it is. Right? Just get away. Get away. Get away. Get away. Everyone get away. Strafe. Don't run out forward. There you go. Beautiful. Fuck him up.
Tranquilizing shot
Oh, nope,
now.
nope. Hit him with the trank. I'm dead. No taunt.
Oh my god.
Trank.
What the fuck?
Trank shot's not working.
Is he hitting somebody else at that point? He has to be. He's not hitting a wall.
Did he just turn?
And I just tried trank shotting and was not working.
Still recharging.
Somebody probably already got it.
And we went back in too soon.
Yeah, people are going in, like, literally just move out, let him hit the wall, get stunned. We have like 20 seconds to fucking him up. It's not hard.
I was way away.
He's gonna die anyway.
Don't go forward and to the left and all that, just straight left and right.
Along the wall.
So he needs to hit the wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It's okay. If you haven't known the D-Sex, hit it real quick.
We're just gonna hit him.
Alright, here we go. Get ready. Get ready. Here it is. Alright, here it is. He's gonna enrage in a minute.
Just
So
someone
make
die.
this one count.
Third time's the charm.
There you go.
Someone eat it.
Thank God.
Just eat it. Someone eat it.
It's too far away.
There you go. Look at that. See? That's what we want.
Perfect.
Alright, let's do this first.
Leather working.
More
Lone
leather
Shadow
working.
Fan
Jeez.
braces. This is Grat's turd cheeks. Grat's
Only
Grat.
me?
Yeah, you're the only one. So Grat's you. Where's that?
At least I rolled 18.
There you go. Turd cheeks. There you go. Then the trophy of the Crusade. This is gonna be. It's gonna look at the list down there. It announces it. Pocklock times 3. Wade, Carbuncle, Nez, Hanzo, try me out.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I'm just not even gonna roll.
Holy hell!
Yo, Pocklock's
Rolls are
got
all
3
twos.
chances to usurp you.
Good
Pocklock,
luck.
roll.
Oh my
Pocklock, roll.
I mean, you might as well.
Said I will skip.
He saw that hot note. He's like, fuck that, dude. Congrats, try me out on that. Yeah, rebuff the
There
dead.
we go.
Cool. And then this is open. This cloak.
To BOE.
I don't have them marked as hard res for this run, so just patterns.
Oh, this is the lowest ones, right?
What the fuck is withered?
Watching some
They just
Rise,
summoned.
dude.
Summon. Okay. I was gonna summon.
I was on hold for the 10
Yeah,
man,
nobody's
but
clicking the
we didn't
shit.
have a Frost DK or
Yeah.
Enhanced Shaman, so I forgot to do my main hand.
And that is a Hanzo. Grats, buddy. Hattori Hanzo. Alright, this is
That's
open. This cloak. Flowing robes of ascent.
Yo, that cloak looks like shit.
And then Gnaw with the breastwork.
I already have that one.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Then if that's the case, that'll be open. Oh shit, Johnson with that snipe. That's
Nice.
okay. This a lot of working. Jiraxis. For Jiraxis, there's gonna be a lot of RP with fake Millhouse, and what will happen with fake Millhouse is he'll summon Lord Jiraxis. We're gonna attack Lord Jiraxis. Range is gonna be spread. Melee is gonna be essentially stacking on his ass and chasing with me. There'll be portals that look like they're spreading up their assholes. We're gonna go kill those portals immediately. Then you're gonna kill the missiles of pains that come out of it. And
We
we'll
don't
also
kill
do
portals on
volcanoes.
normal.
Oh.
But we only kill the ads. Portals disappear.
Well, okay, whatever
Wait,
the case
no.
may be, kill the portals. Just attack. If it has a health bar, kill it. And then volcanoes, same thing. Infernals will come out. I'll grab them. We'll cleave them down. And when they stop the pulse, I will be moving them. I expect melee to instantly run out. Don't wait for anybody else. Just instantly run out, and then get back into the boss when they stop their pulsing. And other than that, we are good to go. Let's check there. My food ran out. Hold on, I'm using some of that new food. Where's that shit?
When did you say we're lusting on this?
We lust off Rip for this. Make sure we're interrupting his fell fireball every single time when he does whatever the fuck the other ability is, spell steal it. So it's cast like every 30 seconds or some shit. For Mistress of Pain, try to get them down as soon as possible. When the person has that healed debuff thing, heal them to a full till it's gone. It's not just a full, it's like 40 something. It's a set amount of healed damage they take.
DBM is like 10 seconds off. The boss spawns in like 110. Just so
yeah. You have extra time for the boss spawn. You gotta listen to this little homeboy, Wilfred.
Thank you, High Lord.
Wilfred's the
now,
man.
challengers,
Is he drug
I
dealer?
will begin the ritual
100%.
of summoning.
100%
When I am
drug
done, a fearsome doom guard
It's
will
mustache.
appear.
Look at that stash.
I'd smoke weed
Prepare
called
for
Fizzlebang.
oblivion!
Right.
Right. Guard mustache, you know. The other one.
The mustache, dude. The mustache.
Aha! I have done
This
it!
is normal with,
Behold
like, a
the
big
absolute power of Wilfred Fizzlebang, Master Summoner! You are bound to me,
For this week, I will
demon.
take it. Next week, though.
Trifling
Can't wait
no.
for Welton to take
Your arrogance will be your undoing.
I'm redoing a Nixia tomorrow.
But I'm in charge.
I can't next Wednesday.
5, 4,
Yeah, other than that, I
3,
want to just do them on
2,
Wednesdays because it's such a
one.
shit
heroes.
fucking dungeon.
Destroy the demon
Don't do
lord
it
before
couple
it can open a
pieces that are
portal to
worth
its
getting.
twisted demonic realm.
Pretty.
You
there
face
any bag?
Daraxus,
Yeah,
Heredon
and
Lord of the
there's a map.
Burning Legion. That spell
Oh, that sounds.
Lust, what?
Can't do that yet.
Firefly has Legion of Flames healed till it goes away.
No, that's the problem.
Recharging.
And then move out of the fires, obviously, right?
I can't do that yet.
Come for a bone! Your master's call.
That's still recharging.
Spell steal him, spell steal or purge. If they miss it, just purge. Like it's fine. I approve. Kill this Mistress of Pain, ASAP, hard swap, cleave off of her, not off of him. As in, you know what I mean.
I can't do that yet. I can't.
Everyone should be killing that Mistress of Pain, not just melee guys. Interrupts.
Flesh from
Isn't
bone!
ready yet. I can't cast that yet. I need a target. I don't have a target. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet.
Spell steal purge.
Charging.
Major, you're losing big damage that you can be doing right now.
I can't do that yet. I can't do that yet. I can't do that
And
yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That's still
Flames on Gnaw, get him up.
Flesh from bone!
I'm gonna reposition boss just because of the flames.
cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet.
Interrupt.
I can't cast that yet.
Inferno!
Still recharging.
Spread from your peers, don't be close, more than 10 yards. Ranged. There's the Infernal. Melee's bullet down.
Cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't do that yet. That's still recharging.
Flesh from
Let me get a MD from that last one.
Isn't ready yet. That's still recharging.
Spell steal purge him. Come on, guys.
I can't do
You're
that
missing
yet.
out damage
I
on
can't
the boss.
do that yet. I can't do that yet.
Get away from that guy that charged. He's gonna do his little bullshit.
I can't do that yet. That's still recharging.
Flames unlock my, heal him up.
I can't cast that yet. I can't do that yet. I can't do that yet. That
Boss.
spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet.
Flesh from bone!
He'll, you could probably cloak that. Try cloaking that.
You can, yeah.
That's still recharging.
Or I can cast it
yet.
Yeah, I just hit penance. It's fine.
Sister, your master calls.
Ready yet. That's still
Mistress is
recharging.
coming up.
That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast
His burn
that
boss.
yet.
Spell steal him.
Ready yet. That's still recharging.
Flesh from
Let her do some
bone!
suplexes, you know what I mean? Like, there you go, there you go, there you
That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast
go. Love to see
Another
that
will
shit.
take my place. Your
Alright,
world
this
is
is
doomed.
gonna be Let's roll
The
this.
loss of Wilfred
Pocklock
Fizzlebang,
times 3.
while
Wade,
unfortunate,
Carbuncle, Nezroth,
should be a
Hanzo.
lesson to those of you who dare to dabble in dark magic. Alas,
Damn,
you
man.
are victorious.
There we go.
And
Two
now
more
must
chances
face the
there,
next
Pocklock.
challenge.
Two more chances.
Traitorous alliance
I
dogs.
go back to Ellie. This is
You
boring as
summon a
shit.
demon lord against
Yes.
warriors of the
Yes.
horde.
Honestly,
Do
yes.
it, Wade. Pocklock, you got 2 more rolls, brother.
The Alliance doesn't need the help of a demon lord to deal with horde
I'll
filth.
save for the next.
Come, pig.
Congrats,
Everyone,
Okay.
calm down.
We take this, I
Compose
guess.
yourselves.
Alright, next
There
one
is
is
no
the
conspiracy
Bodies of
at
Autumn
play
Willow.
here. The warlock
Get this out
acted
the
on
way.
his own volition, outside of
Oh,
influences from
go
the
to the Horde
Alliance.
side of the
The tournament must go on.
arena, guys. That's gonna get Pora, Draspora. And then this is open. Blood Fury, open. Let's just get this RP over with so you know who's doing what. Shadow Priest, go
The
left.
next battle will be against the Argent Crusade's most powerful knights. Only by defeating them will you be deemed worthy. Our honor has been besmirched. They make wild claims and false accusations against us.
Another death.
I
No,
demand justice.
Congrats.
Allow my
And then
champions
final
to
one.
place in your knight's tier.
This is the faction champions,
We
guys. This is a PvP
challenge
fight.
the horde. Very well. I will allow it.
This is open.
Fight with honor.
Shadow Priest, Warlocks. That's
Fight
what
for the
it
glory
does,
of the
all that
Alliance,
stuff.
heroes. Honor
also
your
good
king
for the
and your people.
Okay, I lock my grits. Okay.
PvP fight. Pretty cool.
Who do we have? Oh my god. Alright. Holy fuck. Alright, which one is that? That's the mage, then it's the Shadow Priest, and that's the disc. Then we have the DK, then we have... Which one's Valana? Is Valana the fucking healer one, or the prot? Valana is the Holy Pally. Okay, so that's fucking Holy Pally. This is the Disc Priest. Do we have the Shaman, asshole? Of course we do.
Yeah,
why,
by the Hunter.
why fucking wouldn't we have the Shaman, dude? Alright, then there's the Hunter. Do we have the Rogue?
Rogues next.
Oh, we do, we do, we do,
And
we
a
do.
pal.
This Rogue. I'm not worried about the Pally at all. We have the fucking Warlock, right?
What's the worst comp you can get? It's pretty close to this, right?
I mean, look at the healers they got, dude. This is fucking stupid as shit that they gave him. Okay, alright. Anyways, whatever. Better than the Resto Druid, I guess, but even the Resto Druid can banish. Like, fuck, dude. Alright, how the fuck should we do this? The higher priorities, obviously, are going to be the Shaman, the Rogue, and the Hunter, just because they're doing constant damage at that point. But we want to do our kites. How do we want to do our fucking kites lockdowns for this one? Warlocks, I want you to choose, specify a target that you want, and I want you to fear bomb those fuckers.
Are they 2 healers or 3 healers?
There's 3 healers: Skull, Star, and Square.
Yeah, just burn
I can
Skull,
fear
put one
Square.
warlock on the square, and put the other warlock on the other. And we'll just unlock the fear.
Sure, so then let's have Nezroth on Square, right? Let's have Pocklock on Star. And let's have Firefly. You're going to do a CC on Circle. I want that road to be locked down. And then last lock, Lockmai, I want you on the Shadow Priest. I'll mark him as a triangle. The other ones I don't really have marked up, but you know, that's just what it is. It is what it is. What I would like to see happen in the beginning for a kill target, I want one DK to be max death grip range from Skull right now. Let's have Mashalich be the first one. And I want you to death grip, right? And then from Mashalich's area, I want another Death Knight to be in their max range like where I'm at. And I want you to death grip again so that he comes over here so we can fuck him up, right? Then when you see the rogue do his shadow step, blow fears or whatever we got, let's just get that out the way for what we have. This is a PvP fight, guys. There is no threat, so make sure you're doing your goddamn abilities. dispels, CCs. If you're targeted by something that shouldn't be hitting you, run the fuck away type of thing, right? Kite it if you have to. Defensives, right? Get all that stuff going, and then we'll be able to go through. Once we knock these healers out, we should be A-okay. Okay? Let's give this a whirl. If we wipe here, whatever, at least we get some information from this composition that we have.
We need the Hunter's Froststrike traps.
Yeah,
5,
frost. Yeah, exactly.
4,
Frost kite traps
3,
all over the place, hunters. I
2,
want Lock Me and
1.
Eaton to put them on Cooley. All right, one more grip. Let's get this fucker back out.
There's mobs on you.
Oh,
There's mobs on you. Please kite them.
Kite them, stun them, all that good shit, right? Fears, you name it. Just let them blow their trinkets. Interrupt, always interrupts.
Get away from all.
Yeah, get away from Whirlwind from that guy.
I can't do that yet.
Interrupts, beautiful. Keep it going.
Oh, that guy is gripping the shit out of me.
That spell isn't ready yet. It's still recharging.
Where is card?
I have to fucking.
Alright, now get X, burn the fuck out of the X. Let's keep getting fears on star if we can. That fucking H power.
That spell isn't ready yet.
To him?
Now I'm gonna start dispelling. Spring prop hell LOL.
That spell isn't ready yet. It's still recharging.
What the fuck is X?
Yeah, I can't find a hit circle.
Kill star, guys. Kill star. I'll make it stall. Let's go.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Let's get lock on square. As in any fears you got, stuns, whatever. Let's get square up tonight. Let's finish up this stupid fucker. When he bubbles, obviously do your whatever.
That spell isn't ready
Yeah,
yet. It's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't do that yet. I can't cast that yet.
Yeah,
It is. We got this. Blow fears again, just to keep going as you have it. Interrupts square.
Recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
If we can get a fear on square, that'd be great.
Can't do that yet.
When possible, or a CC or something like that.
I don't have a target. I can't.
And once star is dead, we're gonna kill square.
Ready yet.
Get a stun on our moon, or circle, yeah, circle. Sorry.
It's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet.
After circle's dead, go to square.
It's
Alright, rogue is dead.
That spell isn't
Go to
ready
square.
yet. It's still recharging.
Get away from that warrior. We can fear that warrior. I'm gonna mark him with the, I'm marking with the circle.
I can't do that yet.
Hellfire, interrupt that guy.
It's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
Burn, interrupt
I
square.
can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. It's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. It's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That spell
Watch your
isn't
feet.
ready yet.
Healers, I'm gonna hand the full.
First. It's still recharging.
Once the next target is dead, we're gonna kill triangle.
It's still
And then we're gonna kill circle.
I can't do that yet. I can't cast that yet. I can't do that yet.
Blow your fears again if you got it.
I can't cast that yet. It's still recharging. I can't do that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. It's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. It's still recharging. I can't cast that.
I was trying to help you, Cody.
It's still recharging. That
Oh,
spell
me?
isn't ready
Yeah,
yet.
the DK.
I can just taunt, right? I get 2 seconds of it. On rogue doesn't work, but this does.
I can't do that yet.
Circle, guys. Yep.
Charging.
Then finish off that.
I can't cast that.
Finish off this asshole right there, the little shit mage, right? He's been living too long.
Charging. I can't cast that yet.
Finish that shit mage, and we can finish that shit hunter afterwards on Mark at the new skull. So once your current target dies, we'll get that guy.
That spell isn't ready yet. It's still recharging.
Mage is still alive, guys.
Cast that yet.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, stuck either, but still.
I don't have a target.
No.
I need to target something first. It's still recharging. That spell isn't ready.
Finish off the DK, he's almost dead. Kill his hunter.
I can't cast that
This
yet.
guy's pop that
That
turn.
spell isn't ready yet. It's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't do that yet.
Easy peasy.
See how many death grips we can get on him.
Just chain him around, right?
Or you can just cycle him, that works too.
Still recharging. I can't cast that yet. It's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I
Yeah,
can't
sorry.
cast that yet. It's still charging. I can't do that.
Stop TPS so we can get another death boost.
I can't do that yet. That was just a taste
Good
of
job.
what the future brings. For the Horde!
Fire emblems.
A shallow and tragic victory.
Go off the chest, please. Go off the chest,
We
please.
are weaker as a
Go off
whole
the chest,
from the
please.
losses suffered today. Who but the Lich
Alright,
King could benefit from such
Pock lock.
Great
Times
warriors have
3.
lost their
Try me
lives,
out.
and for
No,
what?
Pock lock times 3. Hanzo.
True threat
Carbuncle
looms
water.
ahead. The Lich King awaits
Nice
us all
trinket.
in death.
You have 2 more rolls. It's your call.
It's a good strategy, 1 at a time.
Alright, I guess grats Carbuncle.
Thank you.
Okay, then this broken bond, this is open. Ooh, a little tank trinket, huh? Don't mind if I do.
I actually need that for the last boss.
I know, right? This is open, and you play Pallies, I guess. There you go. There you go. So you're the only one. What am I talking about? Fuck you, dude. Sorry. This is also open. Hunters, it's not bad. Hunters, survivals, hello, wake up. Quick spreads. Alright, that is the loot. Okay, next up is the Twin Valkyries. Come towards, once you get your soul well, come towards the summon guy at the entrance of the raid. Just so we can do a little quick divvy, but not have to worry about it.
Only by working together will you overcome the final challenge. From the depths of Icecrown come 2 of the Scourge's most powerful lieutenants.
So for
Fearsome
this, I
Valkyr,
think we should
winged
definitely try
harbingers of the Lich King.
Same Zug. We're all gonna grab the dark minus hunters and shadow priest. You'll get the light, and you're gonna be the ones that are in the light. So Lockney, Eaton, and Fichumia. You're gonna get the white one, and Gnaw will get it too. We're gonna be fucking up with the dark on Skull. Then Gnaw will be on Idis, the other one. We'll call it X, right? Just fuck it. We're gonna move and tank him Skull at where that light portal is next to him. What's gonna happen is they're gonna do 2 sets of special abilities. One is gonna be some sort of AoE of their School of Magic type thing, and the other one is going to be a shield with a bubble. If Skull does the shield with the heal that he's going to do, we're able to stay purple and fuck him up. Usually it's him doing it first, if it's same as 10. We break the shield, interrupt it. Think KT from SSC. Afterwards, you're going to get your white debuff and get X. So that way when he does his, you're going to you'll be able to break his shield and go through. Try to save defensives for when we take the AoE damage. I'll DSAC first, then Beef will get the second one. Again, if you have Feint, Deterrence, Anti-Magic Shield, all that good shit works during that phase, or that portion of damage. These bosses share a health pool, so as you fuck them up, with a cleave, which is what we're going to intend to do, you'll be able to take that damage. While you have the purple debuff, only grab the purple orbs that are on the floor that come to you. Avoid the white ones. So again, don't play in first person mode, don't take off your VR headset, and let's make sure that you are able to see the orbs on the floor, right? And and that would be it.
Don't turn your monitor off.
So, you called me out. I'm clicking the white portal, right?
You are a white portal right now, yes. So you click it, and there'll be orbs that are flying around the room. You're going to be intercepting the white ones that come towards us, okay?
But that's the only difference, right? We're down switching.
Yeah. I think on this end.
No, I get the gist of the boss.
Yeah. So we'll go through it, okay?
Ogni, come click the white portal.
You go click it now, bro. I'm
5,
canceling this full time play.
4.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no.
3.
There you go.
2.
All right, let's go.
This is a trick.
This is a trick question.
In the name of our
Trick
dark
answer,
master,
For the Lich King, you will
Everyone else stack on their
die.
axe, right? So it makes it easier for you to cleave, makes it easier for you to intercept orbs, all that good shit, right? So if you're in a range right now and you're doing some damage, like you shouldn't be, please come in
That spell is
and
ready yet.
stack.
I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't do that yet. It's still recharging. I can't cast that yet.
Lust fucking shit.
That spell isn't ready yet. It's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That
5
spell
seconds
isn't
on the next
ready
ability.
yet. I can't cast that
See what
yet.
we have.
It's
Let
still
the
recharging.
light
This is a shadow
consume
ability.
you.
Yeah, keep pumping into her, keep pumping into her.
Cast that yet. It's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
Be sacking.
Can't cast that yet. That spell is
Unworthy.
None of you
Stones.
switched.
There was no switch, it was on ours.
I can't cast that yet. It's still
It was Light Vortex.
that spell isn't ready.
That's why everyone was
Yeah,
taking a shit ton
it's
of damage.
her, but
Charging. That spell isn't ready yet.
the next one's going to be a shadow ability, right?
Yeah, but everyone
We
was
don't
on
switch for it
shadow.
because we have to break.
That spell isn't ready yet.
So the next one's going to be the light heal. Is that right then? Am I seeing it right? Or
Because that was Vortex, that wasn't the heal.
yeah, but you don't switch for the vortex. You heal through it. It's the defensive. This one that you go through. So switch to the light and DPS X. That's what you're supposed to do now.
Cast that yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. I can't do that.
This is what you worry about, not the other one. The other one's supposed to
Oh, ready yet.
That shit
It's
hurt.
fine.
We almost got
I can't do that yet.
It's fine. We didn't switch fast enough. You have to move to the other side now to get position ourselves.
I can't cast that yet. It's still recharging.
Avoid the circles. Stay light. Stay light. If not everyone's switched, that's why, bro. I mean,
I can't cast
fuck.
that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. It's still recharging. I can't.
Are we supposed to switch back or stay light?
Go back to fucking broke at this point.
Let the dark consume you.
I can't cast
Aura Mastering Shadow.
It's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't do that yet.
Yeah.
I can't cast that yet.
Hell yeah,
That spell isn't ready yet.
bro. This next one is going to be breaking the X's when she does her ability. Okay, so this time you don't have to do anything other than hit tab to fucking X and fuck them up.
Unworthy.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Still, while avoiding, at this point you avoid lights, right? It's
Ready
like,
yet. It's still recharging.
alright, get ready, her ability's coming.
It's still recharging.
Chaos.
Alright, tab to X, fuck her up.
Ready yet. It's still recharging.
Oh no, skull, stay on skull, fuck, stay on skull, fuck me.
Can't do that yet. That spell
Fuck,
isn't
yes.
ready yet.
Yeah, beautiful, good job.
Man, you're dumb.
I can't do that yet. I can't do that yet. I can't cast that
Now we
yet.
have to go over to the other
That
side,
spell
right?
isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. It's still recharging.
Stay as purple for now, stay as purple for now. I'll tell you when to switch when there's 5 seconds.
Recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. I can't do that yet. It's still recharging. I can't
And lock
do
me,
that
you're supposed to be attacking X,
cast
not
that yet. That spell isn't ready yet.
skull.
It's still recharging.
Chaos.
I can't do that yet. I
Okay,
can't
it's
do that
defensives. It's gonna be holy damage.
This is the heal.
X, kill X.
That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast
Get ready for the rest. Do it, do it, do it.
Recharging. I can't
We got it.
cast
We're
that
fine.
yet.
The scourge cannot be stopped.
Yeah, I saw the bubble. I was like, okay, it's
Do you
Reinstall.
still question the might of the Horde, Paladin?
that's you.
We will take on all
Alright,
comers.
let's go here. Twin Pact. This is open. Decent little staff arena.
Pretty nice.
Hey, this raid is
Honors.
so long.
Look at that fucking thing, dude. That looks cool.
Oof.
Oh, look, there's some more loot there too.
Yeah, thank.
And then this arm guards of the shield, maybe. Ooh, wait, is that better than the other one? It's 34 against Peace blood. Yes. Grasping blows. And that is it for that boss. Was there loot on the other guy as well or no? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
Did we lose
Alright,
both
let's try this
boxes in
again.
10 men?
We got a chest in the 10 man. This is Pocklock times 3. Who else is left? Wade and Hanzo, right?
Oh, they're rolling threes, baby. There's one.
You got 2 more rolls, man. You can
There's
use.
one.
There's been one.
You're a legend, Pocklock. Yeah, remember, there's only one more boss, brother.
Why would you waste a roll earlier?
I would encourage you to roll 3 times on the last boss. That's the last piece. Beef, do you use this? There you go. Congrats.
Yep.
I 100% would encourage you to roll on the next one, Pocklock. All 3 of them. I do appreciate your hustle, right? I mean, fuck, dude, that's like legendary.
Not a disc?
No, he's a disc. He's been speaking.
Okay, good.
So what do you want me to say? I'm fucked? Yes, I am.
A mighty blow has been dealt to the
Where is
Lich King.
Dirthag? Is he even here?
You have proven yourselves as able-bodied champions of the Argent Crusade. Together, we will strike against Ice-Crown Citadel and destroy what remains of the Scourge. There is no challenge that we cannot face united.
The guy to trigger the next one.
You will have your challenge,
Okay, good.
Alright,
so for this,
you are hopelessly outnumbered.
what we fucked up on
Lay
is
down
you guys are not supposed
Frostmourne,
to
and I will grant you a just
I'm
death.
supposed to just make sure the ads are on the patch. I think that would have considerably helped. I'm gonna try this. We're gonna try it this way, anyways. When we get the first sets of ads, thanks.
Build your structures upon.
I'm gonna take 2 sets of ads. You're gonna take 2 sets of ads. And all is gonna be on the boss.
At the frost.
And now everyone sees so bad. Wanted to do it in 10 minutes.
The last boss of Old Kingdom.
Yeah, we're gonna do Old Kingdom right now. But basically, try to save your armies until we get the boss position on top of an ice thing. And what's gonna happen is I want hunters. I want you to shoot down 2 of the crystals that are gonna be above us, overhead. When the ads have spawned, that is when I want, and they're on the frozen patch where the melee is. I want you to bloodlust at that point, Wade, okay? And I want to try to see how far, if we can one phase this motherfucker in 25 or what. If not, then we will try a pull where fuck it, we're always lost phase 1. Who cares? Just we'll do the submerge mechanic at that point. Basically, what will happen is he's gonna choose somebody at random while he's burrowed. He's gonna do spikes in a path. You're gonna put himself between you and a frozen thing on the floor. So that way, for example, let's say this boom chicken, try me out, is the frozen patch, and I am where you're supposed to stand, and then the let's have subtle. Who's that? Turd cheeks. No, who's that? Wade. Not Wade. Wolf Soul. You're running. Pretend you're a Nubarak and you're targeting me and you're coming towards me. Guess what? You've now prevented yourself from dying because you put yourself between you and submerge. Great, fantastic. If it's like heroic 25, which it's not, but if it is, what that means for us is it's going to be limited sky things that will be the frozen shit, and that means you want to be careful in your kite, not instantly running it to there, but basically try to kite as long as you can until he starts ramping up, and then get yourself into a patch. What will happen during that phase also, these shit beetles will be going around targeting somebody as well to be a focus. You want to turn around and destroy them. If they're your target, don't be near them. They'll fuck you up. They'll also have the other Nubarak guys up during that phase. Turn around and destroy them when they come up, and we should be good. So Null will be on boss. I'm going to mark him as a circle. Withered Sage will be on 2 sets of ads. He's diamond, and I will be on 2 sets of ads. I am a star. I'll put a stack point for a ranged to be during phase 1 anytime that he's up, right? Phase 1, phase 3. The last important thing is to talk about, that's worth mentioning, is Phase 3. Phase 3 is not a, oh shit, people are taking damage, heal them up to full. He's going to do an insect swarm or locust swarm, whatever it is. And what's going to happen during that phase is he's going to be doing a percentage tick of your health. I think it's like 30% of your health every second. But that health is what your current active health is. So if you have 1,000 health, it's 30% of that. If you have 100 health, it's 30% of that, right? So it's going to be smaller ticks at lower health. Still try to keep people up, but don't heal them to full. The only ones you healers are going to be focusing healing on, primarily to full at all times like normally you would, is going to be the 3 tanks. Myself, Withered, and Gnaw. Okay?
Hey, I'm back. Can you explain the fight?
I knew that was going to happen. So here's the ready checks.
In phase 3, do I still need a tank?
We're probably going to be holding them at that point while we nuke the boss down, right? Because you can't really sustain at that point. But there won't be any new ones, right? We're always going to be on side of a thing. On top of whatever the fuck it's called, a patch. Okay. Again, no DPS to the start. Let Nog get in position once we have a first frozen thing.
5,
so hunters, please look for
4,
one and knock it down.
3, 2, 1.
And then get feet up if you want. So look to the sky, get that shit down immediately. Marks with the skull. And then Nog, you're going to go same position as before.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Alright, go left. There you go. Alright, let him get to the middle of it. Bring it in, bring it in. A little closer to this pipe. Yeah.
Everyone on it. Get on it.
I can't cast
Left
that
it up.
yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That
Get
spell
on
isn't
the
ready
patch.
yet. I can't do that yet.
And interrupt these Nerubian burrows when you can, please.
Get on the
Not
patch.
everyone, boy. We fucked up in the 10. It's not everyone.
Oh, it's not everyone?
I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast
Oh
that
my
yet.
god.
I don't talk. I
Can't
don't
do
know
that yet.
why the fuck I did that. I
That's
didn't
still
talk.
recharging. I can't do
You know
that
what you
yet.
did.
That
No,
spell
I
isn't
just
ready yet.
just did.
It's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. It's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That spell
Get
isn't ready yet.
Withered. Maybe you should have stayed like this. No, yeah, just take.
That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. That spell
Get him
isn't
close
ready
to the
yet.
boss for clean Withered. Yeah.
Charging. I can't cast that
But don't be
yet.
in front of him.
I can't do that yet. It's still recharging. That spell isn't
Alright, submerge, spread. Finish off these ads as well.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Target somebody. Start bringing more shit down from the sky, please. Get another one down.
Run.
It's still recharging.
Keep moving.
Blow up the rest of these ads. Don't be inside the path, obviously. Like, if you're running into it, like, hello. Finish off these little shitter ads.
We have infinite ice, right? So we don't really need to.
Oh, we do? Okay, then yeah, keep bringing them down. Then if we got
It's only
infinite,
heroic you get a certain amount.
keep fucking bringing them down. More scarabs. Let's get these scarabs down. He's gonna re-emerge soon. In 10 seconds ish.
This is easy.
Yeah, this is beyond easy at this point.
It's like I lost brain cells.
Like fishing with dynamite.
It's like playing with Legos.
Finish off the shit ads. Nal's gonna get aggro. He's gonna keep him there, but phrase some loot. There you go, beautiful. I get this ad guy here. And this other one as well. There we go. Burn. Cleave. I'll take these two with her. You take the next two type of thing.
Thanks for letting me feel like
They
I'm a part of something.
submerged. I don't know why they submerged. We were on ice. This is going to be kind of juicy, spicy, if you will. So just keep pumping, boss. They'll be in 2 sets of ads when they do come. I want to make sure that they're fucking disposed of ASAP, please.
You want me to desec?
Yeah, it's desec.
When they come up, or?
When we transition in 3%, don't worry about when they come up. Alright, whether you get these two. Alright, get them when they came up.
Shall overtake you.
There you go. I'm desacking. I got to. It's a lot of damage.
Next one.
All right, this is where we gotta focus our heals, like we said, tanks, and then all that. Cleave the fuck out of these little Nerubian burrowers. I'm down. It's got to be someone else grabbing them. Marking the skull, get that. New skull, get that, and then we'll get the other ones. Taking that. Okay, doing that, doing that. I'm gonna taunt one of these. There we go. DPing. Done that. Focus. There you go. Finish boss. GG's. Good job. This was surprisingly so much more easier, and even on 25.
What?
I mean, I can DI now.
No. It's not sabotage.
I mean, it's been done before.
It's not
It's
necessary.
offering, right? I mean,
I appreciate the offer, but let's finish this boss.
It's a nice vacation.
Well, thanks for coming to the dungeon, guys.
Where's my side real essence?
All right, this is Pocklock and Hanzo. Pocklock times 3. Get your 3 rolls in, bro. Type / roll 3 times, man. You never know, dude. You never know. Roll, Pocklock. Once the timer stops, I don't count them. There you go. Hey.
If you roll below 32, you can still roll.
One roll.
Oh my god. That's funny. Next up is this Lockney Reserve. Grats. And then the pants, Leggings Awakening. This is open.
Those are pretty good.
That is insane, dude. Look at that haste and crit.
Ace crit, yeah, Ellie Shaman Dream.
Look at that. Look at that.
Or Boomy also.
Grats,
Holy
Wolf
Pally.
Soul. And then this one is also open. Wade, I guess, right? And Ellie, right? No, Wade is healer. Is MP5, bro. 45.
All the fucking Ellie gear has MP5 nowadays on it.
Ani, I do.
If Wolf
do
wants it,
tomorrow,
take it.
what time you plan on doing on it?
I'm just doing like 8. I don't give a shit. Really quick. It's a piece of shit.
I mean, I'll off-spec it for Holy.
Here, yeah, roll the off spec, dude. Who wants it? Turd? Congrats, bro. And then we have one more piece. Don't just instantly leave. We have a ring, guys. We have a ring. Lord Lurid Manifestation, right? Actors. DPS, right?
Oh my god.
My rings have sockets, so things Garbo.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Thank you.
Pretentious.
That's still pretty good, stat-wise.
There we
Have a good
go.
night, guys.
Congrats.
Thank you, guys.
Congrats.
Who won that? Firefly, where you at? Come here. Where you at?
Thank you.
GG! Oh, Wade, we have.
Less painful than the other at Uberak.
Yeah, we're definitely doing hard mode of this on Tuesday. I'm gonna specifically look for people that are hard mode. If those that came and enjoyed still in Discord, thank you guys again for coming. Please sign up for Tuesday when I put a sign up tomorrow. If you want to come to hard mode, you're able to do so. But otherwise,
For
appreciate
what?
you guys, and have a wonderful evening.
What for tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'm gonna do it, Ani.
Oh, okay.
I'll be there, yeah.
Yeah.
Working
All right.
days.
That
See y'all later.
Yeah. This is what I wanted all race to be, dude.
Yeah. I like that.
I got a bit scared. I thought the 10-man would be super easy, and the 25 would be a chore.
Well, to be fair, like if we did 10 on normal, it would have been like
Oh,
literally
yeah,
30
sure.
minutes, right?
Yeah, and then
I'm back.
Hey, Frank.
30 minutes of my life was taken from me. The easiest raid I've ever done in my life.
You still play that shit game?
I thought the easiest raids you did in your life were the ones where you were in hours and you just stood there with auto shot.
No. Oh, I just farted.
What takes a half hour? Champions?
Yeah, bro.
Or Crusaders?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's not really a raid.
It's a great
That's
raid. No trash.
It's a
It's
glorified
great.
instance.
They should just take trash out of raids. Fuck it. Just give me the bosses. God, make my life easier.
Why? The only thing you live through is the trash. So I mean, if you didn't
God
have that,
dang.
you'd just be sitting there waiting for a res.
God damn it. That's why we can't have nice things.
Just saying.
And I play classic. I play the better version, Shaggy. I don't play the trash retail. Trash.
I don't play I don't play anything. I uninstalled it.
Yeah, I
a
actually
year ago.
looked, and I haven't played WoW. I think I want to say it's at least 2 years now.
Yeah,
I just
Someone give
can't.
this man a coin.
Yeah, I just can't stand it anymore.
Honestly, I'm having more fun in Diablo than I have during WoW.
My thing about WoW and all games is it's about the people I'm around. So
I can't even kill anything.
that's always like I met you guys through WoW. So if I didn't play WoW, I would never met you except for Chris.
No,
I
it's a
would
good
have met him at
social
Target.
activity. Don't get me
I
wrong.
met like so many cool people through WoW. So it's like I can hate it on it all day, but at the end of the day, it brought me a lot of great friendships. So I can hate on it all day, but at the end of the day, here we are, boys.
But anyway, trash mobs are an integral part of game design.
You
It's a
shut your
shame
pie
it
hole.
doesn't
Get
happen.
rid of them.
No, how else are you supposed to learn the mechanics of the boss without wiping?
Watching YouTube.
Honestly, you can see who your true friends are in WoW by quitting, and then see how many of those people still talk to you.
Yep.
Because
True.
I can guarantee you that 99% of those people that are so cool to play with, they're not going to play anything other than WoW with you because they don't give a fuck about what's going on out of that game,
Well,
and they're not going to play anything else. And the real friends you made along the way, those are the ones that are going to be playing other shit with you. President Company completely included in that because you guys are like the only fucking ones.
That's fair. I have this.
And I mean, as being the GM of like the fucking guild for like a decade, and then couldn't get anybody to want to like associate with you after the fact. And I mean, there's a hell of a lot of suck ups that were around, but I mean, it literally shows you just exactly who those people were because they were gone as soon as the game stopped being interesting.
Yeah, and we still know a few of them, and they've mostly moved on to other things. But like, they could still do other things.
I'm
and still be
between
here.
3 discords of people I played WoW with. That I play somewhat play other games with. I play Hearthstone with a whole bunch. I play this with a whole bunch, including you guys. My other Discord, I can't hate on the other Discord. They named their Discord after me, so I'm just the best.
Oh Lord.
They're the Frankie Funyuns fan club, bro.
The Frankie fuck ups. What?
No, the Frankie Funyuns. You calm it down. God damn it. And they're great. I think you guys.
They must be calling it bussy.
I think you guys would mesh well with them too. It's not like Brendan's friends when you're hanging out with them. No, they're the personality of us four, the other group. Chris was in that Discord the other day.
Dude, that guy that Brandon had
Yeah, a lot of people that
in his
hang out, for sure.
Discord, fucking guy Steele. Like I can't even talk to that dude.
Yeah, no. Like I said, if you were in the Discord the other day when Chris joined it, I think you would get along with them. Heng Shuang is a pretty funny dude.
I can get along with literally anybody.
They're all pretty funny.
I don't know. Maybe because I'm getting old, I just can't stand being around this younger generation anymore. They're all fuck ups.
Same.
They're loud.
Yeah,
They're
I can't do it. I don't want it either.
Yeah.
Burn it down. All right, we're back. Getting a phone call.
I mean, am I fucking this up? Should I be doing the shard build instead? I see these guys just stand there and they just like shoot a fucking howitzer worth of shards at something, and it looks like it's doing pretty fun.
It's harder to play. You literally have to freeze things and then shard them, and then they explode. Then they explode onto other things. Then they explode. But you have to get in the middle of everything. And like higher tiers is that it's actually harder because you're more squishy. That's what
Okay.
Travis is playing, and he doesn't like it at all.
Alright, so I can look at it. So you find it weird that the build says to use Firebolt?
Hold on, I'm still killing all the shit in this Legion thing.
Okay.
Yeah, that druid just fucking annihilated everything. Yeah, I've been done. I've done cleared my bags and everything.
Oh, holy shit, my damn bags are full. Oh, I got a Ghostly Rains mount again. Account bound. It's kind of sad. At least I can use it now, pick up something else. Throw this fucking glue on the ground and grab this. Come on, dude, drop it. There we go. No, I didn't think anything in the build was weird. It's just the build's different.
Right, but I was gonna try and hopefully figure out why it was different.
Well, yeah. What I really need to, I honestly need to know is like what skills you use to kill shit and why you use them. Because, for example,
Oh, he's still got an abstract down at the bottom.
no, maybe I obviously need to scroll in to check that out. Because like for example, like I throw my Hydra out with the current build because I have stuff that gives me massive bonuses to burning enemies. So if they're burning, not only are they taking fire damage, they continue taking fire damage. The crit chance is increased, and it also helps with their ability to be stunned. So there's a reason why the fire damage is important to throw the Hydra out. He has 0 points, doesn't do any of it. Instead, you're using like Fire Shield or some other shit, which is fine. If I just need to know like what am I giving these other skills for, and when do I use them? Because right now I just walk up, throw a Hydra down, and then just slash everybody. And then when I get a bunch of people around me, Frost Nova, so they all get vulnerable, and then they just fucking fall like rocks because when they're vulnerable, I have massive things that give me bonuses for that, and the entire build is based upon them being frozen, them getting and being and staying stunned, and then getting crit like crazy. And then all those things feed each other. So there's bonuses that you get when you swing your whiplash that will stun them. The stuns give you increases to crit. The crit gives you chances for extra stun. Then they have other things that the stuns are increase your cooldowns or decrease your cooldown, so you can then use those again, and then you stun them again to make your crit go up higher, and you just keep feeding each other. And it works really well, but there's not a guide like this for the build that I'm doing like that. There's just a real brief thing, and once you get your points in, like your level 50, whatever the fuck it is, your points are done. There's not anything that even shows you what you do with your Paragon levels at all. He didn't go that far in. Now there may be another build video that shows it. I don't know. I honestly haven't checked because I haven't got to the point in the video, where I got to the end of it until like literally just now. But this guy's entire thing is based on his build, which, I mean, it looks good. Looks like he definitely has his shit together on why he's doing it. He provides a lot of, formulas, stats, statistics, all that shit to support why it's a good build to do.
Yeah.
Also makes me look at the guy who made this video here that I'm using to make the current build that I have, and see if he updated it to maybe he actually did something similar to show what he's supposed to be doing. So, I mean, I do like this. I don't know if this is better than the site that you gave me. I don't know that makes it better or not. I don't know.
Well, everyone's theory crafting, so that's really just what we're reading.
Right, exactly. I don't know that one that's necessarily, got some data showing that it's better than this one over here, or that this has to be because of that over there. I don't know enough about that to know one way or the other. And I think that some of that's also based on play style, like how you want to do, how you like to do it, that kind of thing as well.
Yeah, it definitely depends on your reaction.
Right. Like okay, the same guy is Raging Game Videos. That's the one that I got it from. Like I see over on the side, this video, the video I originally did on him is based on 20, no, it would now be 20 days ago. He put one out 10 days ago. It says Diablo 4 new perfect best sorcerer build, infinite mana. But that's the Ice Shard build, so that's not the one I'm even doing. I need to get in his page and look and see if he. Okay, turn that shit off. Look and see if he actually made some playlists that kind of break it down, what to do and why to do and what.
Well, the two things I'm seeing, because I don't really understand Sorcerer too much, is that his bar is pretty much all the defensives. You got Frost Nova, Teleport, Flame
Right.
Shield, Ice Armor, and his two actives are Unstable Current, which I think is your ultimate, and then all you do is Arc Lash.
Right. Yeah. Like mine, button. Oh well, it doesn't. There we go. Button 1 is Ice Armor. Button 2 is Frost Nova. Button 3 is Teleport, which eventually, I'm to the point now where I mean, as soon as I get my percentages high enough, Teleport will actually come out. So that's not a permanent one. 4 is Unstable Currents, and then you have Arc Lash and you have Hydra. Well, Hydra you throw out because I mean, like I was telling you before, like the build that I did with this other guy, that was, but you have the bonuses for that, and then there's points behind why you do that. What is his right click that he has on here? Where do you see that at?
I don't see it anywhere. Just towards the top where it says skill, I just see the 6 skills that would be on his bar. So I'm assuming his left click is just Arc Lash, and his right click is whatever the fuck you want for utility. I might do a Teleport personally, but yeah.
Well, no, Teleport. No, that's a defensive move. You're not using that to do damage.
But he doesn't have any other actives. Like he's got his ultimate, which I don't know why you want to click your ultimate, and then he's got the 4 defensives.
Well, I mean, how else would you use your ultimate if you're not clicking it?
I mean, if you're gonna put it to your mouse, like the things I put on my mouse are the things I use like every second.
Well, yeah, but if you're gonna activate it, if you don't have a button to activate it, then you wouldn't be able to use it. So I mean, you have to put it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't put my ultimate on my mouse. Is what I'm saying.
Well,
I'd put it on my 1, 2, 3, or 4K.
Well, that's what I thought you meant. He doesn't have that on a 1, 2, 3, 4. He has it on the right click.
It doesn't say what he has on 1, 2, 3, 4. But like you could, the way I'm looking at it, everything here is like a 15-second cooldown. You could put whatever you want on your other mouse button.
Well, you'd have to have a damage skill on it, something that you do that boosts your Arc Lash. So like for example, let me look right over here. Where is it? Like if you do if you do some of the final parts of it, like the final build for it, you'd have Ball Lightning on that. Like that'd be your right click.
I think there's if I'm reading this correctly, that's a lucky hit to spawn when you use Arc Lash.
No, it is. I'm just saying, like
so you don't even have it on your bar.
That'd be an example. Well, yeah, right. I don't. There's like 5 skills I have. I don't have my bar. I don't have Meteor on my bar, but because I have it as an enchant. But like, he also has Firebolt. I don't know if he'd be using that on there, or if he's using that because it applies something else. That's part of the problem. He also has the ability to have Meteor on there. Okay, well, yeah. What do I pick? Why am I picking it? And what do I put on my bar? And then what on my bar do I use to attack with? Because I get the point on the defensives and when you use those, because like some of those are oh shit. Like if I use my Ice Armor, that's more of an oh shit moment, but at the same time, it's also I put points in it so that if they attack me, they're gonna get frozen. If they get frozen, they're CC. They're CC. They got bonuses for that, so they take more damage. So there's an element for that too. But and same thing for teleport. You're not teleporting away from enemies. You're teleporting into enemies. You're using that as a way to get in there, and you attach it to a stun so that you teleport into a shitload of mobs, stun them. As soon as they come out of the stun, Ice Nova. As soon as they come out of the Ice Nova, well, they'll be dead in the Ice Nova anyway. But in the event that they're not dead, then you use Ice Armor. So if they attack you, they're getting frozen again, and all that will be CC'd, so you get bonuses for all the damage you're doing for everybody. While at the same time doing all that, you put out your Hydra, so that they're making them on fire. So that while they're on fire, they're taking fire damage. They're getting increased fire damage. They have a prolonged chance to keep fire damage, and you get bonuses on your crit up to 75% higher because they're burning. So you get, and they're all getting hit by 4 different heads, so they all stay on fire. So there's a lot, and I know I've read it all, and he showed it, on the video exactly what you do, when you do it, and why you're doing it, which makes it really easy to be able to adapt the playstyle to what you're going to do, which is fun and it's good and it works really well. But like I said, I haven't seen a video he's done where it explains in depth what you do later in the game, like beyond level 50. And this guy here has the whole thing all the way up to level 100. So I'm kind of apt to want to jump ship from this to that. But I don't know what you use to attack, why you're using it to attack, and when you're supposed to be using it.
Hey, so
Yeah.
if I'm reading this correctly, you take Firebolt and Ball Lightning to enchant that to be for the on-hit effect, so that your Arc Lash has a chance of spawning Ball Lightning, and also sets them on fire. So you take nodes that make it so that things that are on fire take more damage from electricity, things that are getting hit by.
So effectively, the Firebolt then would do the same thing as the Hydra is doing. She's doing it in a different way, and it's attaching fire damage to your electricity damage.
Right.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, and the meteor thing.
Then you're literally you're not even wasting any mana then, because not that I wasted mana in the first place, but you wouldn't even have to cast something. It would be like in the background whenever you do your Arc Lash, it would automatically take the fire damage. That would be pretty beneficial.
Yeah, and the meteor strategy is just to switch it for whatever you need it for, because both of them as enchantments do a lucky hit, or not the Firebolt one, but the meteor will let you do a lucky hit for an 8% chance for a meteor to fall on the enemies, and that might be better for AoE fire, as opposed to the Firebolt, which is just you do more fire damage. That's just straight more damage. I don't know which one's better for what circumstance.
Well, yeah. Well, the Arc Lash itself is hitting a lot of enemies, so it's kind of already doing an AoE. I feel like you should probably do the Bolt, because it would be more direct to have more single target damage. Because you're already going to be doing a lot of AoE anyway. And if you hit Frost Nova, all of them are getting vulnerable, and they all are just sitting there waiting
Oh,
for an
wait.
aspect.
Okay, hold on.
I want to see if this fuck here has another video for this. It'd make things a lot easier. I'm trying to look into his playlist. Here we go. Diablo 4. Oh, apparently Diablo 4 has a secret cow level too. Updated 1 day ago. Huge discovery item unlock. Data mine found.
Well, yeah, it's just the data mine. That doesn't mean it's actually obtainable.
True, yeah.
Okay, so Meteor is a kind of a more advanced build, but would technically double your damage output.
Really?
Yeah, because of the... I can't tell if this is a glyph or a node, but it's a Devouring Blaze. You deal 10% increased crit strike damage against burning enemies. If they also are immobilized, this bonus increases by 25%. So that'd be 25% more damage, plus the aspect of control. You deal 35% more damage to stun demobilized enemies. And then there's also a unique chest piece.
Which one is that one? Which one's that one?
Control?
No, before that. Talking about the percentages going up. Which skill are you talking about? You said Fireball?
This is for the Meteor build.
Let's see what Meteor is. I can kind of look at what you're talking about while you're saying. Okay, I see Meteor.
Yeah, so you can use that as an enchantment. The enchantment would be for...
up to 8% chance for a meteor to fall on enemies.
Right. And then that would be more of an AoE thing. And then if you combine that with a specific piece of equipment called the Remnant of the Infinity, it turns your teleport into like a pole, and it stuns the people around you. And then because of like how it works, you would stun the people around you, arc lash them, the media would come down, they'd all be CC'd, they'd all take like 100% more fire damage because they're all CC'd. And it would just like delete groups in a hit essentially. Because you would have such a high critical, or you would have such a high lucky hit chance that you would get more meteor balls, which would be like 400 times damage.
Well, here's, I guess, essentially what I should do. I should hit refund all, get the points back, and then start sticking them in the spots that work for this. So I'm looking at a guide for a build that I'm not even using. Like, I'm not using the one he even had. So
right.
I'm looking at Paragon levels and shit for. I'm literally combining two different ones. So if I'm gonna even do this at all with his guide, I have to start. I have to refund it and just put them back in. That would make the most sense. So yeah, let me do that, and then can you tell me what?
If you got something that's more in line with your playstyle, definitely follow that.
Well, I don't. I mean, I like all the abilities that she has. I don't care. I just want to make sure that what I'm doing with one matches the other. Because I mean, if I'm wearing two different socks, then when I put them in my shoe, it's gonna fucking bunch. And when you drive,
It's gonna drive me crazy.
Yeah, it's annoying as shit. So I mean, I want to make sure that they both match, so that I mean, it actually makes sense. Because if I'm picking Paragon levels based upon a build that I'm not having, then that doesn't make sense. So let me refund all the points, and then I'll just go from the start to on down, and tell me which ones to stick with. And that is going to cost 181,000 gold. So let's make sure we get this right in the first try.
There's the money.
Well, thanks Shaggy for that, because I wouldn't have any money if it wasn't for all of that shit. Okay, so I guess we're starting off with Arclash, right? 5 of 5.
If you want me to like, we're talking about the max roll guide, right?
But the one you linked, is that what the fuck it is?
Yeah. Okay, just making sure. Yeah. So that's a point in Firebolt, 5 in Arclash.
Well, one in Firebolt.
1 in Firebolt. You just need it for the lucky hit. You don't need it to be good.
Okay, and then how many in Arclash?
5. Max that shit out because that's your main damage.
Yeah. And then we're going advanced.
Yeah, enhanced, and then glinting Arclash.
Okay, got it.
Hitting a stun enemy with Arclash reduces the cooldown by 50. Yeah, so okay, so you're looking to really stun people. 1 rank in charged bolts.
What the fuck is it?
That's at the next tree of core skill.
Okay, charge. Oh, of course it's the last fucking one. Charge bolt. Okay, 1.
Yeah, and then enhance that.
Oh,
and...
son of a bitch, dude! I'm sitting here and it just fucking disconnected me.
I've had that happen, yeah.
Lame little motherfucker. Hold on a second to get back in.
Also, you're what, like 54 skill points?
56. Oh, skill point. I don't know. Like closer to 60 because I got a bunch of ones opened up. I say a bunch. I have a few opened up from being renowned. So yeah, about 56. I want to say I have 60 points. 70, 62 maybe, something like that. Okay, it's loading back up. Okay.
Actually, no, reading how he breaks this down. What's your crit rate?
No, I'm not high enough. I'm gonna have to adjust that later on because I'm not high enough. When it hits 30 and 30, that's when I can flip it over and do it and adjust the build. I'm not
Okay, yeah, all right. So yeah, so I was looking at the wrong version of it. You just take that point of fire bolt out.
Okay.
Okay, and then back to the core skill.
Wait, firebolt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, forget firebolt. You're taking fireball.
Okay. How many points?
5.
Okay.
Start reading ahead.
Am I doing any other thing in fireball, or is that it?
No, 5 in firebolt and only 1 in charge bolt, unfortunately.
Wait, you just said pull the one out of fire.
No, hold on, that's what I'm doing to it. Okay, no, you're fine. You got 1 point charge bolts, right? Charge bolt.
You told me not to do
CHARG
anything.
BLT.
No, I haven't done anything in that one. How many do I put in there?
1 in charge bolt.
I'm
Okay.
out of fury.
Okay, and then that's enhance that, and then give that destructive.
Enhance charge bolt, and then go to destructive charge bolts. Okay.
Not ready. I need more fury.
Next we're going down to the
Defensives?
defensive tree. Yeah.
Okay.
That's 1 point in flame shield.
Okay.
Enhance that and give it shimmering.
Okay.
Alright, 5 points to teleport.
Oh, Jesus.
Enhance
Unstoppable.
that and give it shimmering as well.
Okay.
1 point in ice armor.
Okay.
And then 5 points in frost nova.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I wish I could
Okay.
see what's actually getting enhanced by all that. You enhance the frost nova and then make it mystical.
Okay.
And then there's some lesser nodes. You put 3 points in blast cannon.
Hold on. Remember that thing?
It's the same. It's in a defensive tree.
Oh, it is. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, 3 in glass cannon and 1 in elemental attunement.
That's a good one. I really like that.
That is
Okay.
pretty how many points do you got left?
18. That's why it's really important I get these extra points
Not
too.
ready yet. I need more fury.
Wait, how many left again?
18.
18. Okay, so you'd be 2 down. That seems important.
I hope you're telling me.
Okay, we can take it. Okay, then next is the conjuration tree.
Right.
There's a lesser skill aligned with
How many?
1.
Okay.
Followed it up with protection 3.
All 3?
All 3. And then conjuration mastery at the end of that.
All 3. Oh, okay. 3. 3. No shit. Yeah, yeah. I remember that. I did
Yeah,
that.
so I guess that means every lightning ball you'd be doing 3% additional damage.
Right. And when I hit my ultimate on that, there's a lot of
Yeah.
balls going out.
Yeah, that's some insane stacking.
Yeah.
And,
That's the best thing about the build for it. If you just randomly throw shit in there, like you really don't do any fucking damage. But if you really know the wording for what synergizes with what, like it gets pretty sick.
So for mastery, you get 3 ranks in Icy Veil, or mastery tree, the next tree.
I don't have enough.
Icy Veil 3 ranks.
Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3.
Static discharge 1 rank.
Wait, you didn't do anything with like cold front or snap?
That's not asking me to, no.
Okay, so which one did you say?
Static discharge 1 rank. Shocking impact 3 ranks.
Low on fury.
Shocking.
Have
3
you
of
seen
3.
some of the
Yeah, that's 50% more damage to stun people. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Alright, let's then we're
4
up to your
points
ultimate
left.
skill. You take unstable currents.
Let's say what the heck is it on that? Oh wait, yeah it is. I'm looking down at key passives.
If you want to take Veer's mastery from key passages, you can go ahead and just do that.
Well, I have 4 points. How many unstable currents am I picking? All 3?
You're good. I got you on. I got you on a thing. So what? You can only put 1 in.
Okay. And then more.
Make that prime. No, the next node after unstable currents is prime. Prime unstable currents.
Oh shit. More sense now you said that. Okay. Okay, Prime. And then you do the last one?
How many points you got left?
2.
Okay, yeah, so you put there's 2 minor skills, you put 1 point and 14 points.
Okay.
And then the last point would be put in a skill after that called electrocution.
We're not gonna pick one of the key passives.
I need
Well that's Beer's master. That makes you think of it somewhere that we didn't need to.
Well, no, I have 1 point. I have 1 point left right now.
After putting a point in electrocution?
I didn't do the electrocution yet.
Okay, then yeah, put it in Beer's mastery.
So I just have the one in person currents, and then that's all for that until I get more points.
Yeah, but that means you should have 3 points left to gain. I'm out there though. You have 3 skill points left after the game. Okay, then yeah, that's it.
What do you think? Beer's mastery, or should I continue with the one?
No, take Beer's mastery, 100%. Electrocution is just a enemies deal less damage.
Yeah, I see.
After getting critical hit by you. So it's more of a defensive, which
so
I think you can survive for a second without that.
Go for the enchantments. Now my skills are a little bit different.
I don't exactly know how you construct all that, but the fireball is the enhancement.
Okay, what's the other one? They're like passive skills. They're just
Charge
skill you
bolt,
already
I guess.
Oh, okay, that makes way more sense on why we did charge bolt. So I don't actually attack.
Yeah, it's not saying it anywhere, but I assume because we don't have ball lightning that we're using charge bolts.
Right. Okay, now I
yeah,
go
when you get about
over-
30 CDR and 30 CSC and some attack speed, you switch to ball lightning.
How do you bring up your fucking buttons?
Skill assignment
S.
on the bottom.
Yeah, but you need to change. There we go, S.
S.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so hide the ones I don't fucking use. So Arclash is the primary one.
Yeah, you should be spamming that.
Right, and then my defensives and the ultimate are the other ones.
Yeah.
So what's the right click?
It doesn't say what the right click is, but it sounds like you're saying you only have
What's
3 defensives.
No, you have let me see. Yeah, you have flame shield, teleport, and oh no, you have 4 because you have well you have ice nova, you have teleport, flame shield. I guess you even have that. Right. Yeah, you don't. Oh wow. Okay, that makes things a little. Actually, I guess even easier.
I'm glad we finally got here.
That's a little weird, to be honest.
It kind of makes sense because all you got to do is one attack to fill the room with electric balls, and then.
Well,
it's
true.
GG.
I'm just
because
so
your
used
balls
to.
would spawn balls, and then
honestly,
more balls make more damage,
I'm just
and then
so
more
used to
damage makes
putting
more
out
balls.
the fucking Hydra that it's weird that I'm not doing another attack. I'm literally
Oh
only
right, your little
using.
fire thing, right?
Yeah, apparently I won't be using the fire thing now because it won't be a thing. I don't need it. With no pluses to that. Instead, we picked other abilities that complement, and we added a shitload more. Like I only had 1 point across the other ability.
So I'm doing a 21 and getting my ass handed to me.
So I guess I should put unstable currents as my right click. Just make it that be the ultimate. Have another attack. I don't guess I don't do ice armor anymore. So
Oh wait, yeah.
God damn it! Stop fucking disconnecting.
Alright, okay. Alright, I think I see it now. Yeah. Where is?
Alright, so let me go so I can go take a shower, and I'll text you.
A flamey door of death that won't load up the damn game.
Oh, arc. Okay, so yeah, when you hit people with arc lash, that also reduces your cooldown on unstable currents.
Yes, yes it does.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, that would your ultimate. It feels weird to say it, but your ultimate is like your second attack.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I wouldn't call it an ultimate at that point.
You generally actually use one thing to attack with on the button. That's literally the arc flash. That's it. Everything else has to do with what happens as a result of the arc flash hitting, or as a result of you hitting a defensive to make them vulnerable to take more damage from the arc flash.
Yeah, I'm starting to see what you were saying about your build. Your entire build is around stuns, because it's got stuns on stuns on stuns.
Yeah, the whole thing is the stun, and then the other thing is crit. So you're trying to stun everybody, make them vulnerable, and then keep critting. And
Yeah,
then
because every time you crit,
literally
it's 3% damage buff.
right, and every time you stun, you get an increased chance to crit. Every time that you crit, you get an increased chance to stun. So they literally feed directly into each other. It's like a snake eating its own damn tail. Like it just completely feeds one right directly into the other. And the more you build your stats correct, so that's the thing that I was talking with John about earlier. Is with what I was doing before, I had no real stat priority. But with this here, there really is a stat priority. You really have to get your crit up. You have to get your cooldowns down because you are picking skills that lower your cooldown. So the more arc flash hits, the more arc flash crits, the lower your cooldowns are. The lower your cooldowns are, the more they are vulnerable. The more they're vulnerable, the more you crit. The more you crit, the more they stun. The more they stun, the lower your cooldowns get.
Yeah, the author of this guide, his humor went right past me for a good minute because he, like the way he talks about unstable currents is like pop it all the time, and I'm like, what do you mean pop it all the time? It's a 70-second cooldown.
Right, but yeah, you literally will have it
not.
like every 20 or 25 seconds. It should be pretty much coming up, and then when it comes up, then you hit it again. And when you hit that, the crits and the stuns you get from that will make that go back down to like 10 or 12 seconds, and it will just keep going and going and going. And that's why literally, if you do the build correctly and you have the gear to support it, when you finally get the steamroller going, it won't stop, and you will just absolutely melt the piss out of anything you're at. The bosses are supposed to be able to drop within one cycle of using your ultimate. Like you shouldn't even have to use it twice because they should just melt. Yeah. It should just that's just it. I need to get massive amounts of more crit and more cooldown reduction. Once I hit that, then I switch the build over to the second stage of it, and then as it goes further and further, the damage should just be ridiculous.
Yeah, because the other ones have more effects that are better if you have more crit. So like if you don't have the crit right now, so don't take the crit effects. When you have the crit, take the crit effects.
Right. Okay, so yeah, my bar here. I don't need charge bolts. So Arc Lash is my main attack. We got Unstable Currents as a secondary attack. Charge Bolt you don't need. Flame Shield I can put on number 1. Frost Nova I already had a number 2 before, so I like that. I do have Ice Armor.
Yeah, you have all 4 defenses. But there might be another defensive you don't have, but yeah.
Did I put 1 point in Ice Armor? I don't want to bring the bar up to look at. Okay, so let me put that back on number 1 then.
Yeah,
I thought I actually didn't have that.
Teleport and something else 80 points. Frost Nova.
Number 3 was Teleport, so I'll leave that one there. So the one that's odd now is Flame Shield. That used to be my Unstable Currents, but because I don't have a secondary attack, now that's Flame Shield.
Yeah, and I guess that's where your Hydra's one is in the Flame Shield.
Well, I mean, if they're enemies all over the place, all around me, and they're kind of coming up on me, I can hit Ice Armor so that they don't do any damage to me because the barrier will pop up, and they can hit Flame Shield at the same time. So while they're next to me, not only are they actually getting frozen, but they're getting frozen, they're getting stunned, and then they're going to take fire damage on top of that. So
right, and then things do more damage because they're on fire.
Exactly. Then I can turn right around,
And then that
arc
feeds
lash
into
all of them, and then wham. I mean, the cycle just goes fucking on and on and on.
Okay, so yeah, that's probably a more reliable way of getting fire damage on people.
Well, yeah, well, then you have a little more control over who's getting the fire damage. Because frankly, if my Achilles
It'll be
heel
around
with this build, yeah, exactly, once they're around me, and so instead of having to keep casting it over and over again and having the people it hit be sometimes off the fucking screen and it ends up pulling them towards me, because that was sometimes what's happening. Dungeons we were in, I would hit a Hydra and then he would shoot somebody off the screen and then it would pull them over to where we're at. So, and then John would be like, "Well, where'd these guys come from?" It's like, well, they were probably pulled by the Hydra, and I didn't even know that they even got pulled, but that's probably what pulled them because it was hitting them and you have no control over who they shoot. Anybody within their range, and their range is way far off the screen. Like they shoot from like a screen and a half away. So if they're anywhere in the vicinity, they'll pull them, and that makes being a little more covert like not even possible. Like you can't because it keeps fucking doing that. So this will make it so that the fire damage I am dealing will be more contained. It'll be on the enemies that are directly next to me, which is more relevant because if they're at a distance, well, I'm a melee, so I can't even get to them anyway unless I teleport over to them, which I don't really want to use teleport for transportation. You want to use teleport to get in a thick shit of mobs so that you can then stun the fuck out of them and start getting invulnerable and then start damaging them. You're not using it as an escape. Essentially, I mean, you're kind of throwing yourself in the thick of it to literally do more damage. You don't really have an escape plan to get out. If you can't get out, well, then you just die. So it's kind of a one-way trip.
Yeah.
Either you're gonna kill all of them, or they're gonna kill you.
Yeah, now the gear makes sense because like there's three. It looks like he's got it where there's three unique pieces you want to have on your character.
Yeah,
The most important being
I
just
looked at it,
turn your
but
teleport into a stun, especially if
right.
that would further reduce your cooldown on teleport, and you just always have teleport up.
And see, that's the thing too. On one of the modifiers, teleport's cooldown is reduced by 0.5 seconds per enemy hit, up to 3 seconds. So what you want to do is teleport into as many mobs as you can to make sure that you're lowering the cooldown so you can continue to keep doing it. And yeah, I mean, after you teleport, I gain 30% damage reduction for 3 seconds. So I go into them with already having a damage reduction on, and then you combine that with all the other shit you have in there. It's kind of crazy how much you can build up with that.
Yeah, but he's also got this build with a helm that gives 10 to 20% damage reduction and 4 ranks in all skills.
Right, I saw that too. Yeah, I definitely was jizzing on myself.
And then lastly is the boots that, like, I don't. I guess
that'll be a search. I'm gonna have to take forever to probably find that, but
you're right. Yeah,
it'll be all right. Okay, so the paragons are already done to the build already, so I got that. That's all good. I just have to obtain the correct gear because my percentages are low. So once I get 30%, and I mean I can look and see what those percentages are now. Crit strike chance, I'm at 12.4. I need at 30, so I need several pieces of gear that have that. So that's just it. Like before, I mean, if you're doing basic, and that's all you're really looking at, well then yeah, you can hit strength, all stats, intelligence, dexterity, and have that be something like that's literally my helm has 53 to strength, 13 to all, 47 dexterity, 44 to intelligence. Yeah, I don't need any of that shit. None of it. None of that shit even fucking matters. But I strictly need percentages on those particular skills to make sure that they go to a certain threshold to push the build for it. Because in the long run, the damage done will be significantly, exponentially higher with the threshold being met versus having raw stats. If they have the stats on them too, then I mean that's a bonus. That's cool, but there are not the the baseline requirement. You need to have the percentages on there for it. So like if I see a helm that has like crit strike on it and it has cooldown reduction on it, like oh well that's just like a fucking facial right there. I got to pick that thing up. What was the other one? Cooldown reduction. What the fuck's that one at? What's that in defensives probably? Damage reduction. Was it utility maybe? Cooldown reduction. Yeah, 7.1%. Yeah, I need 23 more percent on that. So yeah, I got a while to go before I'm gonna be in that boat. And like I was telling, I was telling me earlier, it'll make more sense to not re-roll the gear I've got because I would just be pissing in the fucking wind with mats being thrown out the window. I'd have to go farm shitloads of that stuff to change the gear I have to get stats that I want to have on them to not have to change the gear. I may have to do some that on some of my pieces if I want to get it done quickly, but I'd have to go to the PvP zone to start farming all of the shit that's there because each piece requires like 2 pieces of material that come from there for each one. So to do that, I would need to have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 pieces of each one. So I mean that'd be a bit to get that. I could do that, but that'd be some boring shit.
Yeah, well, now that we got that squared away, do we want to get to the skill points for strongholds, or what do we want to do?
Yeah. I guess that's kind of the thing, I guess. I got I probably need the points more than I need the XP.
I'm not ready.
Because once I hit all those, then I won't need anymore, and then I'll just take care of everything else on their own. So Fractured Peaks is done. Well, I mean, essentially, I guess what I need is it'd be kind of cool, I guess, to get the Paragon points too. So you get the whole all of the shit. So.
Well, you practically got to do all the side quests to get the Paragon points.
Well, I can do that shit.
Or do the most of the dungeons, because that's where I'm at right now. Because I'm
not ready yet.
Proud of myself. Just finished everything in the peaks for the most part. I got 8 out of 23 dungeons, and that's it. Everything else is finished.
Well, let's try to see if we can't attempt to maximize the dungeons we're doing by making them be different ones each time, and then try to get as many, like, diversified as much as you can to get route and get that done at the same time. So I'd rather not go into a dungeon and then get fucking, like, it's not even
Yeah, we just have to check the
where they're at.
Well, just the name of it, really.
True. Yeah, I guess that's true.
Because, like, on your map, you can see which ones you finished and which ones you haven't.
Well, right. Well, we can do all of the invasion thing. That'll immediately get, like, what, the first 3 or some shit? Like, that's automatically or something. That's what I thought. Yeah, that. No, I got all the ones done for Fractured Peaks, so I'm looking in the north. I'm missing one, and I found where the one is at. And I see them right there.
Yeah, that's the next one.
Yeah, so I got 2 out of 3, so I have that one here. But I mean, it's, are you done with all of them already or no?
Strongholds? No, that's I need. I think right for Stronghold.
Okay, well, I guess that's a good thing because we didn't have to do them twice. I was gonna say, if you need ones that I don't, then we can, per zone, just do all the ones that you need as well.
Yeah. Well, so here's like, have you done any outside of this zone and the Fractured Peaks?
Yeah, I did one of them, but I don't know where.
In what zone was that? There's 3 in each zone, so I don't know if you can, like, guesstimate.
Wait, did you put a thing down? Oh no, I just saw you. You teleport. I thought you put a pin down. Okay, so I did all the ones in Fractured Peaks. I did all 3 in Fractured Peaks.
Right.
And I did 2 of the ones that are up here in Glen.
So you did Hope's Light at the top of the map then?
Yes.
I had to have, because the only one I have left is the Lodge that I have the pin on right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So all right. So you
do you need the one? You need the one at the top?
Yeah, I need the one at the top because we did Tour de l'Art together.
Okay, so let's do this one, then I can. Are you a leader or am I?
Quiet.
I'm leader right now. Do you want lead?
Nothing will get you
Well,
up here.
no, doesn't matter because you need this one here, right? The one we're pinned. You need that one also.
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. We'll do this one for you, and then I'll just walk over. I guess it doesn't put it on the map for me because I can't see the one at the top. It doesn't have it on there. I'm guessing that like, do you have this waypoint here?
Well, are you in my world state?
Anyway,
I thought it was. That's why I was kind of confused.
Yeah, because, like, then it shouldn't be done for you.
Yes, well,
Here we go. Yeah. Okay. That makes more sense. And it just brought it up and asked me to switch. So hold on.
Okay.
I think it didn't ask it because I had the map up. I had the map up,
Yeah.
it wouldn't let me look at it. I think that's what it was.
There's an
Okay, yeah, I don't even show.
The entrance is in the caverns
Wait,
nearby.
I don't show you having this or
Behind an
anything up
alcove
the top either
marked
one.
with the Overseer's cross. Twin sabers joined at the
Like, I don't show
hilt.
the invasion that's over
Press
here.
the
I don't
left
show
pommel
you
to
having
open the way.
one to do over here.
Caverns. Could be worse.
Did you not discover it? Is that what it is?
Wanderer. Thank you. Take care of yourself. Let's go. Hiya!
Chris?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was chilling.
I think that was the merchant's
Yeah, my map doesn't show the red skull for this
That's
one
not
anymore,
telling.
but that's probably because we have it on the right side of my screen, right? The lodge.
You're right, we do. Okay. Oh, what is
You
this?
know,
Gathering
when
Legions?
we first
4
met,
minutes, 55 seconds.
I
You wanna do that real fast?
connection you have with Lilith
Well,
will
I
lead
mean,
to darkness,
yeah.
as it has Elias.
Alright, guys, I
Okay.
think I'm going to bed. That dungeon was the hardest thing I've ever done.
Good.
Did you actually complete it?
Back to the garage.
Yeah. The boss was fucking easy. It was all the trash. It was stupid hard. Like the bugs. You know those flies that shoot out the little mosquitoes or whatever that hit you?
Yeah, I hate those. I hate those.
These things were like fucking machine guns.
Fucking shooting howitzers at you.
Yeah. So, but anyways.
That's funny.
Yeah. I'm going to bed.
Good night,
While you were in the city,
Right.
I'm
Good night.
getting your
Good night.
channel.
I hope eventually they come up with a 2-person mount so that like you can like take people around. Well, the reason I say that's because like you can.
No, I get it. It's just funny.
It's it has like it's like a second set, like that $5 million mount or saddle they have. That shit should have like a double fucking thing on it. Like it totally should.
I don't know. I feel like two-person map for advances.
I'm out of fury.
When I say, oh, the only reason why I want it, and I don't necessarily disagree with you, it probably is a bad idea, but the only reason why I want it is because, like, if I'm doing something in the background, I want to still be moving towards wherever I'm going,
right?
And then I can do that. So, okay, I'll put it this way:
the utility is obvious.
if you have a mount already, like you have bought a mount, then if a person wants to have you on their horse too because you have you purchased the mount or you've done that part of the story, then I think it should let you do it then. But to move somebody around who's like level 2, who isn't even isn't capable of getting it themselves, I think it'd be a little cheap to allow you to haul them.
Yeah. No, it's like I say, it is a good system. It just comes up in like 1% of cases.
Right. Okay, so I gotta remember what the fuck I'm doing with these skills. Actually, essentially, it's just easier because I should only have to do. I think the biggest difference is going to be since the flame shield has like a 20-second cooldown. The Hydra was up all the time during damage, and flame shield isn't. So.
Yeah, but 30% damage reduction plus 1/15 per second off every time you hit. Across like 8 characters.
Oh, look at this shit too. Modifiers.
You increase your
Flame
attack speed to where you probably.
Flame shield grants 25% movement speed while active. Flame shield heals you for 50% of your missing life.
Good. That shit scales.
There. Ahead. Could that be it? Twin sabers.
Okay, it's a minute and a half before it starts. I'm going to go take a piss.
Wait. Do you hear that? Voices.
Why do we stay here? Need more prey, more meat.
And you will have it once Elias has finished his grand work.
What work?
You will see soon, bro. The seeds we have sown will bear fruit. Gulrun will be reborn, and so will...
But look.
Elias, he is poised to
Hey, what's the
summon
option in
Andariel
Discord
into
so
the
that you
world.
can set it so that it has the thingy like in the upper left that shows who's in the channel with you?
You will have more meat.
It
the
should
hell
be
is
the
that
in-game
at?
overlay. Hang on 30 seconds, I should be able to find it. Okay.
Certainly.
In-game overlay.
Settings.
You will be the guest of honor.
Appearance? Notifications? Advanced?
Andariel, the maiden vanquished. That is the lesser evil means to some. Heavens help us.
Yeah, they changed it.
Granted, it was forever ago, but still they changed it.
Not ready yet. I need more fury.
I can't see shit.
Well, the thing started by now, so I'll go back to that and I'll look in a minute. Oh.
The master calls forth the maiden. You will not disturb him. The master calls forth the maiden. You will not disturb him.
Not ready yet.
The master calls forth the maiden. You will not disturb him.
The balls are everywhere. As they should be, spreading
One
my
flying
seed.
around, is that you?
Yeah.
Not ready yet. Not ready.
Get off the goddamn horse.
I must wait.
Look at all this. An archive of the Forbidden, handpicked by Elias himself. He must be planning to summon Andariel somewhere else. But he did his research here. Look around. There might be some clues that can tell us where the ritual will take place.
The prophecy is unfolding before my eyes. I was right to act on it. When the prime evils come, they will find no easy prey.
Oh shit, I'm full of orbs. I have to actually go to town, use them, and come back and pick this shit up.
Yeah, I gotta give her some stuff before I can pick everything up.
Oh my god, I got too much shit in my inventory too.
Andariel. Quite when I didn't. Yes, now to behind the bookcase. I guess that's the one thing he learned from me.
Oh damn, I haven't had that happen in a while.
Should have killed him when I had the chance. We must hurry.